$500 you spend on select major appliances, $396 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 5/28. Mall shopper excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
At the UPS Store, we understand the importance of a first impression. That's why we're here to help you put your best foot forward and be unstoppable with our printing services. With high-quality paper stock options, banners, business cards, menus, and more, we make sure your small business stands out and your message reaches the masses. After all, we're the one-stop prints that pop store. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, prices, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. Come into your local store today and get your print on.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
The Women's Hoop Show, a podcast hosted by me, Jordan Robinson, brings you fresh women's basketball voices and breakdowns every week. I'll be joined by hoop experts all year long. Find the Women's Hoop Show on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Cubs Marlins in Miami. Time now to hear from Cubs manager Craig Counsell, sponsored by the Village of New Lenox, leading the way in residential and economic development. Counsell sheds light on the injured oblique of closer Porter Hodge.
We're not overly concerned. He obviously pitched with some symptoms and didn't think much of it. Pitched well with the symptoms. So, I think we hope it's kind of an Ian Happ's category, honestly, like kind of very similar. And really the way he's reported it has sounded very similar to Ian's situation. But again, I think, Ian's situation kind of resolved itself, maybe 4 days or 5 days after we put him on the injured list. So we'll see how the next week goes and how the weekend goes in Cincinnati and then have a better idea.
Looking at this as like a closer by committee situation now?
Yeah. I mean, we're frankly, I think the next couple days we're a little tired in the bullpen. So, availability is going to be an issue. And, that means that, just the guys that are available are going to be kind of thrust in some different spots.
How do you think just that bullpen group in general has been able to handle filling different roles as needed as the years gone on?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've done well. I mean, it's been a little bit of a unique year, but I think some guys, like Drew Pomerantz has come in and done a good job. I mean, really, when you look at Ryan's season, the numbers don't look great, but it's really one outing, and other than that, he's done a really darn good job. And that's helped. He had a huge inning last night, a big inning on Sunday. So the bullpen, we know that part of the team is a little bit, it's going to change during the course of the season. We've had, guys like Daniel, I think, have really stepped up and pitched extremely well. Brad Keller's emergence has been extremely important to the bullpen, and is going to be important moving forward. So, the injuries change it, and you have to performance changes it, and you have to be willing to be flexible with it and change as it goes.
Just in change up to the lineup, is it just to kind of get the day off his feet for Tucker?
Yeah, I mean, I think with Ian back in there, we're gonna the DH. I may DH Kyle for a couple days. I mean, I think just we're gonna, as we get kind of maybe past the homestand, especially, I think we're gonna rotate the DH in a pretty good way.
So for tonight, Kyle Tucker hitting third, the designated hitter, Seiya Suzuki batting second. He's in right for Tucker. The baseball board next on The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Lowe's knows that no matter your paint or stain project, saving is at the top of your to-do list. Save now with buy one, get one half off select paints, stains, and primers from top brands like Valspar, HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, and Cabot via Visa gift card rebate. Find more Memorial Day deals now at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Offer valid 5/15 through 5/28.
Hay algo mejor que disfrutar tus favoritos de Wendy's. Ahorrar plata en tus favoritos de Wendy's. Y ahí es donde entra el Fave and Save Deal de Wendy's. Disfruta una Dave Single, unas papitas pequeñas y un Frosty clásico pequeño de chocolate o vainilla por solo $7.99. 3 de los mejores de Wendy's por menos de $8. Si este deal no es GOAT, anda cerca. Ven a un Wendy's participante antes de que este deal desaparezca.
College football summer is no time to slouch because we are taking you to school on the Cover 3 podcast, part of the CBS Sports Podcast Network. It's time for our annual summer school series as we take time to break down some of your favorite teams with experts and insiders who know these depth charts from top to bottom. But summer school is just extra credit as we go through positional drafts, player rankings, and more. Follow and listen to the Cover 3 podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you missed any of the Rahimi and Harris Show, no worries. Just go to the Rahimi and Harris Show podcast feed on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts and get caught up on all the great Chicago sports talk from Rahimi and Harris on The Score.
When Ram won its first Motor Trend Truck of the Year, it was celebrated. But after 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. And now, so does the deal with Employee Pricing Plus. Stop by your local dealer today and take home a Ram truck. Ram, 7-time Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Nothing stops Ram. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Rams for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details. N6225. Ram is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The Chirino Sisters performing the national anthem tonight here in Miami. The national anthem sponsored by Patriot Pavement Maintenance, simplifying pavement maintenance for industrial, commercial, and educational clients. It's game 2 between the Cubs and Marlins. Who Are You Banking On is sponsored by Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. I'm banking on Dansby Swanson to keep his hot streak going. Swanson's batting .365 over his last 15 games with 4 home runs. The pitching matchup is sponsored by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Enjoy the laid-back experience of Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Jamison Tyone going for the Cubs. The veteran right-hander 2-3 with a 4.53 ERA. He's coming off a quality start against Miami last Wednesday at Wrigley. 6 innings, 3 runs on 4 hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts. But Tyone has allowed 7 home runs over his last 2 starts. Meantime, left-hander Ryan Weathers made his season debut against the Cubs at Wrigley last week. He got the win, limiting the Cubs to just 1 run on 2 hits in 5 innings of work in his return from a flexor muscle strain. This is his 2nd start of the season. Let's go around baseball, sponsored by Great Clips. It's going to be great. 1 game has already been postponed. Guardians and Twins rained out in Minnesota. No other game has started just yet around Major League Baseball. Here in Miami, it's time for baseball. Cubs, Marlins, packed run. Next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday with Rahimi and Harris, 10 a.m. to 2 on The Score.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Want to catch up with the national pastime in a short time? Tune into the Morning Lineup podcast. Every weekday, in less than 10 minutes, we'll bring you all the wonderful.
He's done it again. See ya. A monster 2-run home run.
All the wild.
Here comes Ramos. This game is over.
All the weird.
Contreras is chewing on the tape.
That makes the MLB season special. Check out the Morning Lineup on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Cubs fans, Pat Hughes here. Join Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman, and me for every Cubs game on 670 The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
He drives one in the air, deep left center. Back goes Cruz. It's got a chance. Gone. Home run, Dansby Swanson. High fly ball, deep right field. This ball's got a chance. It is gone for a home run.
And if you live in the Chicago area, also on the free Odyssey app.
And now, Odyssey and 670 The Score bring you Chicago Cubs baseball on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Ian Happ.
Base hit into right. Cubs win the ball game. Ian Happ, a game-winning single.
Hey, it's Nico Horner.
Diving backhand stop by Horner, throws to first to get it. Sensational play.
Hey, it's Kyle Tucker.
Kyle drives one in the air to right field. That ball is gone. It's a 3-run homer. This is what you came here for. You got the Cubs game on the score.
Chicago Cubs baseball is presented to you in part by Benny's Beverage Depot, Nissan, Benjamin Moore, Hefty Trash Bags, Latourell Tire, James Hardy Building Products, Sea Glass Wine, Volvo, Sloan, Xfinity, It's Not a Game, Illinois.com, your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, and Yingling, the oldest brewery in America. And now here's the Hall of Famer, Pat Hughes, and All-Star Ron Coomer with all the exciting play-by-play action of Chicago Cubs baseball.
Chicago Cubs baseball is on the air from Lone Depot Park in Miami, Florida. It's time for Game 2 of this 3-game series between the Chicago Cubs and the Miami Marlins. Good evening, everybody. Along with former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, it's Pat Hughes reporting the Cubs will try to bounce back after a heartbreaking, agonizing loss last night. They were leading with the Marlins down to their last strike on several pitches in that bottom of the ninth, only to see Jesus Sanchez drill a game-winning extra base hit into the right field corner, driving in both the tying and winning runs. So the Cubs will try to bounce back, and they send right-hander Jameson Taillon to the mound against left-hander Ryan Weathers for Miami. Let's go ahead and get right to the starting lineups for tonight's game, sponsored by Verizon, the most reliable 5G in Chicago. Leading off for the Cubs tonight, returning to the lineup, Ian Happ in left field, Seiya Suzuki in right, Kyle Tucker batting third. Kyle tonight is the designated hitter. Carson Kelly catching. Kelly is the cleanup man. Dansby Swanson at shortstop. Pete Crow Armstrong batting sixth in center field. Nico Horner batting seventh. Horner at second base. The Cub first baseman tonight is Justin Turner, and Matt Shaw batting ninth and playing third base. So those are the Cubs. Here are the Marlins. Jesus Sanchez to lead off in right. Agustin Ramirez, the designated hitter. Former Cub Matt Mervis bats third and plays first base. Kyle Stowers is the center fielder. Stowers batting cleanup. Eric Wagaman in left field. Ronnie Simon at second base. Graham Pauley batting seventh. Pauley at third base. The catcher for the Marlins is Nick Fortes, and batting ninth and playing shortstop, Javier Sanoja. So there you have the starting nines. We are playing indoors in this facility here in South Florida. Dome Stadium, 72 degrees indoors, 87 and very steamy outside. But the weather is not really an issue when you've got the roof overhead. Game time temperature sponsored by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Your trusted local experts, Four Seasons. The umpires right now are having a discussion at the home plate area. Dan Iasonia ready to call balls and strikes. C.B. Buckner to work at first. Tom Hanahan at second, and Adam Beck is going to be the third base umpire. Cubs occupy the first base dugout here in Miami. Cubs have their traveling grays, gray shirts and trousers, red numbers on their backs, blue hats and helmets, blue sleeves and socks, and a variety of shoe colors. The Marlins in their home whites, white shirts and pants, black hats, black numbers, and black socks, and a variety of shoe colors as well for them. Uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. We are ready to go. It's game 2. Let's see if the Cubs can score first and get some early momentum as they try to even up this series. Cubs and Marlins are next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Matt Shaw. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Hay algo mejor que disfrutar tus favoritos de Wendy's. Ahorrar plata en tus favoritos de Wendy's. Y ahí es donde entra el Fave and Save Deal de Wendy's. Disfruta una Dave Single, unas papitas pequeñas y un Frosty clásico pequeño de chocolate o vainilla por solo $7.99. 3 de los mejores de Wendy's por menos de $8. Si este deal no es GOAT, anda cerca. Ven a un Wendy's participante antes de que este deal desaparezca.
Lowe's knows that no matter your paint or stain project, saving is at the top of your to-do list. Save now with buy one, get one half off select paints, stains, and primers from top brands like Valspar, HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, and Cabot via Visa gift card rebate. Find more Memorial Day deals now at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Offer valid 5/15 through 5/28.
Mom, can you tell me a story? Once upon a time, there was born a real estate brokerage that was also a magical app. They called it Redfin, and they're on a mission to get people the fairest deal of them all. With listing fees as low as 1%, Redfin agents charge half of what others often charge, so you have more money to put toward your dream home.
Could it be a gingerbread house?
If the witch wants to sell.
Download the Redfin app to get started. Fees subject to terms and minimums. Equal housing opportunity. CADRE number 01521930.
Cubs leadoff hitter is Ian Happ. The leadoff man is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Ian gets a base hit, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Ian Happ back in the lineup. And let's see if he can crank up a rally against Ryan Weathers. The first pitch of the game is taken high and outside, and away we go. Ron, I'm going to ask you a couple of things before we get into Ryan Weathers and his stuff and how the hitters may approach him. Here's the pitch on the way to Ian, and he will swing and miss. It was a very tough loss last night, but that's nothing new. You're going to lose on the average of probably, even if you're a good team, 2 to 3 games every week. Some are more heartbreaking than others. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Happ, swing and a miss. And you're going to win some thrillers as well. But when you're on the losing end, how, as a ball player, did you handle that in getting ready for the next game?
Well, you kind of, if you're part of the, that issue of, late game losing.
Happ swings and misses, and he is out number 1 as he swung and missed at 3 straight pitches, and the batter is Suzuki, Ron.
You just evaluate what you did, what you could do better, where the mistakes might lie in your own performance, or with the team, and you start thinking about it. And then once you get a shower and you start heading to your car, you got to cut that loose, start thinking about the next day.
Seiya Suzuki takes a fastball strike.
And it's game time. Time to crack open a Yuengling. After 196 years, the wait is over. Yuengling is finally available here in Illinois. Look for it at your favorite bar store. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America.
Well, we just saw Weathers last week at Wrigley. Left-hander, son of former big league pitcher David Weathers, one of your teammates. He pitched for the Cubs for a while. There's a strike on the way to Suzuki. He pitched well. He beat the Cubs in that game. What's the plan against him tonight?
Well, you're at the very beginning. You better be ready for his fastball. He just threw that one at 99 miles an hour. He hasn't thrown anything but.
Suzuki gets jammed and fouls it back.
He's got a great arm, and he did a little work this winter. Two things. One, he lost some weight. He's really trimmed down. That's one thing he's done. And the other thing is they did some work on his delivery to try to quiet it down and clean things up to get better command.
Inside run, 2-2.
And I think since he's left San Diego and come to the Marlins, that's worked. And he's throwing very hard. You know, that last slider is a 92-mile-an-hour slider. His fastball has been up around 100 miles an hour.
Here's the 2-2. Suzuki bounces one back to the mound. It's going to be an easy out, number 2. 2 gone, and the batter is Kyle Tucker. No score, just underway. I was reading something very odd. You mentioned that Weathers used to pitch for San Diego. Imagine this, Ron. He made his major league debut in a postseason game.
Yeah.
Back in the pandemic year of 2020. It was October 6th. He started for San Diego against the Dodgers. And that was his debut in a postseason game. It had never happened before. Padres were swept in that 3-game series by the eventual world champion Dodgers. Here's Kyle Tucker, 0 for 4 last night. His average at 258. Checks his swing on the breaking ball, and it missed, and the count now 1-1.
Now, Weathers is only 25 years old. So the Padres drafted him out of high school, and I think he was the 7th pick in the draft.
2-0 to Tucker, fouled away, Ron.
I don't know if there's a lot of left-handed starting pitchers in the league anywhere that can throw close to 100 miles an hour. And, you drafted him in the first round and you cut him loose already. And he's here. He was here last year for part of the year. This guy's got some kind of arm.
2-1 to Tucker. Checks and takes outside. Tucker's average at 258. 10 home runs, 33 driven in. No score, just underway. Top of the first, 2 down, bases empty, the 3-1. And Tucker drives one in the air, deep right field. This ball's got a chance. Gone. Kyle Tucker hammering one over the right center field fence. And the Cubs lead 1-0.
A big swing of the bat for Tuck. He gets this pitch out away from him, and he hooks it, and he hits it a ton. Cubs need to get some offense going early in this game, maybe get the lead and do some damage. The bullpen, as we know, is going to be a little thin next couple days, and Tuck gives him a good lead. That's a good little cross-fired fastball, and boy, he didn't miss it.
His 11th of the year. Cubs lead 1-0. His 34th run batted in. And Carson Kelly will take down low. Now, that's what you like to do on a 3-1 pitch.
You got it. The guy that popped up off the bench to give him a big high five?
Starting pitcher?
Jamison Tyone.
What a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Looped into shallow left. That's a base hit. Carson Kelly, the Cubs capture tonight. Singles with 2 down, a run in the bank, and the batter now Dansby Swanson. A 393-foot home run by Tucker. And when a guy has been in a little bit of a slump, and then he does what Tucker just did, you always think, okay, maybe that'll allow him to turn that page.
Well, remember yesterday we were talking about it. He hit 3 balls right on the button in yesterday's game. And I'm like, yeah, he's going to be just fine. He smoked that ball today.
Swanson takes low and inside. Dansby had a couple of hits last night. Yeah, you mentioned that. We were chatting about an hour ago, and you brought up the fact that Tucker had some good cuts, made some good contact last night. So this home run didn't really surprise you, did it?
He was on the button yesterday with his swings. I thought he looked really good at the plate.
Swanson swings and misses. Dansby drove in a run last night. His defense is always going to be superb at shortstop. He's one of the best glove men in Major League Baseball at that position. And when he hits, he becomes one of the best players. Here's a swing and a foul back.
His first inning, sponsored by Invesco QQQ. Rethink Possibility, Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
Dansby was down in the 180s not too long ago. This recent hot surge of hitting has him up to 257 and trending in the right direction. The 1-2. Breaking ball is low and in. Ball dropped by the catcher, Fortes. Didn't know where the ball was, so he took off his mask.
It was right underneath him.
Mm-hmm. Cubs leading 1-0 here at Lone Depot Park. It's a big park. Smallish crowd on hand. Last night we had under 10,000, 9,935. 400 to straightaway center, 344 down the line and left. And even though there is no footage sign on the right field corner, it's about 330 to the wall and right. The alleys are fairly sizable. No cheapies in the alleys on either side. Dansby hits a drive towards center. Going back is Stowers. Makes the catch to end the inning. But the Cubs get on the board. The home run by Kyle Tucker after a half. Cubs 1, Marlins coming up on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Spiegel and Holmes on your ride home. Afternoons 2 to 6 on The Score.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Hay algo mejor que disfrutar tus favoritos de Wendy's. Ahorrar plata en tus favoritos de Wendy's. Y ahí es donde entra el Fave and Save Deal de Wendy's. Disfruta una Dave Single, unas papitas pequeñas y un Frosty clásico pequeño de chocolate o vainilla por solo $7.99. 3 de los mejores de Wendy's por menos de $8. Si este deal no es GOAT, anda cerca. Ven a un Wendy's participante antes de que este deal desaparezca.
I'm Rhett.
And I'm Link.
And we're the hosts of the podcast Ear Biscuits. We're just two lifelong friends who've been talking about life for a long time.
From being dads to businessmen to all the random things we experience, nothing is off limits.
And now we're talking to you. We're answering your questions, giving advice that you may or may not want to take, and listening to your hilarious stories.
So leave us a voicemail to be part of the show at
1-888-EARPOD1 on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Bottom of the first inning, Cubs lead 1-0. Jamison Tyone ready to go to work. The home run by Kyle Tucker, another hefty home run. Hefty is the official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty, strength that's anything but ordinary. Jamison Tyone, big strong right-hander, going to work on Jesus Sanchez, who had the game-winning extra base knock last night in the bottom of the ninth. Swings and fouls it back. 393-foot home run by Kyle Tucker. Also has RBI, sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get Old National Bank. Cubs play pretty much straight away and respectfully deep against Sanchez. He's got a couple of home runs. And the pitch by Tyone. That's going to be a breaking ball for a strike. Ron, as you think about Tyone facing these Marlins tonight, what's on your mind?
Just command, for Jamison, the two things that stand out, being able to locate his fastball where he wants to.
Check swing. Did he go? No swing. Boy, that was close. I'd like to see that one again.
A good changeup by J-Mo there. And, once he establishes that fastball and he can locate it, between his backdoor curveball to the lefties and a good changeup, he can be very tough.
Swing and a miss. There was the change right there. Sanchez fooled to the point where he almost fell down to one knee at the end of his swing. Not one of his better cuts.
Well, back-to-back changeups. That ball starts out like it's going to be inner half at the knees, and it ends up outer third at the shoot tops. 83 miles an hour. Great pitch. Speed gun powered by Xfinity. Gets seriously powerful Wi-Fi. Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming.
Agustin Ramirez, the designated hitter, takes a strike from Tyone. Jamison coming back. This ball is lifted to left center. Playable for either Happ or Pro Armstrong. Ian Happ makes the play. Probably felt good for him to get involved defensively early in the game. He's been out for about a couple of weeks.
Yep, get a ball hit to you, move around a little bit in the outfield. Absolutely. Happer missed 2 weeks with that oblique strain. And I got a chance to talk to him yesterday. He was raring to go today. There was no doubt in his mind he was playing today.
Matt Mervis pops one up. Foul, might be playable for Shaw. It is. And Shaw makes the catch in foul territory right near the third base bag. A 1-2-3 inning for Jamison Tyone. It's on to inning number 2. Cubs 1, Marlins nothing. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago Cubs memories are made right here with Pat, Ron, and Zach on the Cubs Radio Network.
You know how you always want to know about everyone else's money? Well, then listen to What We Spend. Available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you missed any of the Rahimi and Harris Show, no worries. Just go to the Rahimi and Harris Show podcast feed on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts and get caught up on all the great Chicago sports talk from Rahimi and Harris on The Score.
When I got sick, I spent years looking for answers, but it only took one conversation with my team at Northwestern Medicine to correct my misdiagnosis. I'm Daniel. When Parkinson's changed my life, so did my Spanish-speaking care team.
The Northwestern Medicine Parkinson's Disease and Movement Disorders Center offers specialized, culturally sensitive care. Their Spanish-speaking team was the first to provide Daniel with innovative treatment in the language he preferred. Northwestern Medicine. Better.
Make your house a home with premium paints and stains from Benjamin Moore. Achieve long-lasting color and beauty with Aura, Regal Select, and Ben for interiors. Or protect your exteriors with Element Guard and new Woodlux exterior stains. Available exclusively at locally owned Benjamin Moore stores. Their high-quality products ensure a flawless finish every time. Ready to start your next project? Visit BenjaminMoore.com to find a retailer near you. Benjamin Moore. See the love.
Top 2 in Miami. Cubs with a 1-0 lead over the Marlins. Our second inning is brought to you by Sea Glass Wines, delivering crisp, refreshing flavors that hit every time.
Leading off is Pete Crow Armstrong, popping it up on the infield. The second baseman, Simon, will make the catch, and that's out number 1. One away. Cubs lead 1-0 in the second, and Nico Horner, the batter. Whenever we talk about the Cubs' defensive alignment, that's always sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Stepping in and taking a strike is Nico Horner. Nico lashed out a couple of hits last night, keeping his batting average a healthy .293. And he chops one foul at the plate. Very consistent ball player, Nico Horner.
Yeah, and his at-bats, too, they, as the game gets down, later into the ball game and you get men on and, the times where you really need a quality at-bat or you need a big swing of the bat, he has been there. He does very good with the game on the line.
Checks his swing and takes outside from Ryan Weathers. Weathers overall with a record of 1-0. The win came against the Cubs last Wednesday night at Wrigley, allowing the Marlins to salvage the series finale after losing the first 2. Nico hits a pop fly down the right field line, slicing toward foul territory. Mervis chasing and makes the catch. Mervis ran about 80 feet down the right field line in foul ground. The second baseman, Simon, almost collided with him as they both were making an effort to make the play. Out number 2.
A nice play by Mervis going down the line to make that catch.
The first inning was brought to you by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated. Justin Turner, he stunned these Marlins with a 9th inning 2-run double at Wrigley last week. Here comes the 1-0 to Justin. It's outside. So both teams have had dramatic 9th inning wins against the other team in the last week. Here comes the 2-0. Turner hits it foul off to the right, out of play. 2 outs, nobody on. Did you have anything special that you did in those at-bats, Ron?
Yeah, I got the head of the bat out. I was trying to do some damage. Really dependent on the game situation. If, early in a ball game where the game is like it is now, you're looking to do damage. If you need a base runner, you may think things a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
Turner a little frustrated. He's had 2 good pitches to hit the last 2 pitches, and he's fouled them both back.
They have been coming in at about 97 miles an hour. Now the 2-2 on the way to Turner. Line toward right center field. On the run, the right fielder Sanchez makes the catch. He was battling the lights, and he had to look down and look away from that ball as he was looking right up into the stadium lights, and he made a very nice catch. That was not routine at all. Inning over, 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. Cubs 1, Marlins nothing on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen for great Cubs guests all season long on The Score, official radio home of the Cubs.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Hay algo mejor que disfrutar tus favoritos de Wendy's. Ahorrar plata en tus favoritos de Wendy's. Y ahí es donde entra el Fave and Save Deal de Wendy's. Disfruta una Dave Single, unas papitas pequeñas y un Frosty clásico pequeño de chocolate o vainilla por solo $7.99. 3 de los mejores de Wendy's por menos de $8. Si este deal no es GOAT, anda cerca. Ven a un Wendy's participante antes de que este deal desaparezca.
Dominate your fantasy baseball league with Fantasy Baseball Today, part of the CBS Sports Podcast Network. Join Scott White, Chris Towers, and me, Frank Stanfill, every weekday as we recap every player from every game. We'll get you the latest news, waiver wire adds and drops, trades to make, prospect promotions, and everything else you need to take down your league. Follow and listen to Fantasy Baseball Today on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you missed any of the Mully and Haw Show, no worries. Just go to the Mully and Haw Show podcast feed on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts and get caught up on all the great Chicago sports talk from Mully and Haw on The Score.
Kyle Stowers leads off. Jamison Towns' curveball just a little bit outside for ball 1. After this next pitch, if possible, we'll pass along a station ID break. And the next offering popped up, foul down the left field line, chasing it Happ. He might have a play. He does in foul territory down in the left field corner area in the shade. And that's out number 1. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen to the Cubs game in FM quality at 104.3 HD2 FM on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network. We are WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Eric Wagaman, the batter. Wagaman takes outside. Cubs lead 1-0. With Ron Coomer, Pat Hughes in Miami. Zach Zaidman working alongside. Zach's going to chime in every now and again on the out-of-town scoreboard. Santiago Rodriguez is our engineer at the controls. Here comes the 1-1. Ground ball to third, charging, gloving Shaw. Sets the feet, makes the throw, gets him. Taillon off to a good start, Ron. 5 straight batters retired.
Yeah, he really is. He's had a good mix of pitches, too. Fastball, a good location, good breaking ball, some excellent change-ups in this game so far. Our reviews in this game, they're sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Second opinion's always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
We are going to play the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game as Ronnie Simon showed bunt and took a strike. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. So I think the only sensible thing to do would be to just drop to your knees and sob uncontrollably.
Wow.
Just a statement. Here's the next pitch. Little bouncing ball. Bouncing ball to Turner on assisted play. 2 quick innings for Jamison Taillon. 6 up, 6 down. Cubs lead 1-0. And the third inning is coming up right after this on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Nico Horner. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, I'm Tank Sinatra here with my co-host,
Investigator Slater.
And together, we host the true crime podcast, Psychopedia.
It's true crime infused with comedy.
Making it a crimedy.
Available on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Your life, your goals, your legacy. With a dedicated Fidelity advisor, it's all part of a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Visit fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Cubs up 1-0. Top 272 degrees here indoors in Miami. Time and temperature sponsored by Circa Sports Illinois. Bet like the pros and download the Circa Sports app today. It's top of the third, Pat. Back to you.
You had me fooled there for a minute, Zach. I wasn't going to question you. Matt Shaw leads off and takes a strike. He hits a big chop toward third. Might be a tough play. Charging, short hopping, and unable to make the play is Pauly. Graham Pauly, I don't think would have had Shaw regardless, but he came racing in, made a clean pickup on the short hop, but he was running in a dead sprint and just couldn't coordinate the body and reaching into the glove and making a throw.
Yeah, he does a great job making the catch on the short hop right at the edge of the infield turf. And then the transfer never does get the ball to his hand, and it'll be a base hit for Shaw.
Shaw at first. He had 2 knocks last night. The leadoff batter, Ian Happ, struck out in the first inning. He takes a strike here. Cubs lead 1-0. You had to make that play a few thousand times. You're running almost at full speed as you charge the slowly hit grounder. And once you get the ball, you're still running at a full speed. And now you've got to reach in, get control of the ball, and your arms are moving because you're running so fast. And it's not an easy play.
No, it's not. It is not. It's definitely something you need to practice.
Here's a bouncer toward third, fielded by Pauly. Goes to second, 1 over to first. That's going to be a double play. So Ian Happ reps into the 5-4-3 double play. Quickly, 2 down, nobody on. And Seiya Suzuki coming up.
Ian just rolls over this little off-speed pitch away. A little too hopper right at Paulie at third.
Cubs lead 1-0. Suzuki the batter. I mentioned last night, this ballpark has been a very tough place for the Cubs to play. It opened in 2012. With last night's loss, the Cubs are now 18-22 in this yard.
Wow.
Here comes the 0-1 to Suzuki. And during that time, Ron, as we all know, the Cubs had some powerhouse teams with Jake Arrieta and John Lester and Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant and Ben Zobrist and Addison Russell and some, excellent teams coming in here, but it's always been tough to win here.
Yeah, that it has.
Would it be the conditions or the unusualness of the ballpark?
I think there's a whole bunch of factors that play into coming to Miami to play.
The 2-1 now. Hit off the body of Weathers, and it goes into center field. Weathers gets up. I thought he got nailed, but it hit him and then continued into center field. The home plate umpire, Dan Iasonia, out to take a look at Weathers and see if he's all right. I'm surprised the trainer's not out.
Yeah,
there.
I am too. I was shocked. Now, it depends on where the ball hit him. I might have hit him in the glove. I'm not quite sure. But he is not acting like anything happened. He's getting another look here. Is this fastball right in the middle of the plate?
Okay.
Well, I actually think it hit him in his form of his throwing hand.
I'm surprised he's not going to take a few tosses.
Same. Huh? Yeah, absolutely.
It's a base hit for Suzuki, so that makes the double play look bigger now. 2 outs, a man on. Here's Tucker, whose first inning home run is the difference in the game. Lefty to lefty, the pitch outside. But just the look of fear on the face of Ryan Weathers, they had a close-up on the replay.
Yeah.
That ball comes back at a frightening speed.
Yeah, you're talking on 100-plus miles an hour, 103, 104 miles an hour, 105.
Here's a chopper foul. And as a pitcher, you're in your follow-through. Your eyes are moving, and you don't get a real clear view of the ball coming at you.
No, you don't. You're throwing, and your body's kind of contorted and moving, and your head is getting thrashed kind of around because you're expending so much energy with your body moving. It's tough to pick the ball up off the bat when it's hit that hard.
Tucker checks, and that's going to be no swing. Or did they say he did swing? So it's 1-2 on Tucker. Cubs lead 1-0. Top of inning number 3. Suzuki, the runner at first. And now Tucker stands back in. Suzuki being held by Mervis. And the pitch to Tucker is outside. Tucker seems to be really seeing the ball pretty well against Weathers.
Yeah, he saw the first inning really well. He hit that line drive home run out of the ballpark.
It kind of gave me an idea right there.
That ball was blasted. But, and yesterday, as he said, he did a very nice job and squared 3 balls up yesterday.
He swings and misses here on a sharp breaking ball. Cubs don't score, get a couple of hits, but walk away empty-handed at the end of 2.5. It's the Cubs 1 and the Marlins 0 on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Start your mornings with Cubs Talk. Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on the score.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Sometimes historic events suck. But what shouldn't suck is learning about history. I do that through storytelling. History That Doesn't Suck is a chart-topping history podcast created by me, Professor Greg Jackson. Listen to History That Doesn't Suck on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Spiegel and Holmes Show. Afternoons 2 to 6 on The Score.
The head coach of the Fighting Illini on to The Score. Brett Bielema with a contract extension that is going to keep him in Champaign.
Tell you what, I was very impressed with the Bears. I thought the Michigan tight end, when we played him even 2 years ago, was one of the best players in our league. A little bit of a Bears fan. My heyday, the 1985 shuffle, was when I was a sophomore in high school. I had a haircut like Jim McMahon. I couldn't throw like him. That's why they moved me to linebacker. But I definitely was a Bears fan, and it's been fun to watch their growth.
Give us more on Loveland.
When you have perimeter matchup issues, right? When you got some guys on the outside that create, coverage threats, and then you have a good running game, that creates a mismatch at tight end because safeties probably can't handle his size and linebackers can't handle his speed, right? So, it really creates mismatch issues, and I think that's what's begun to happen. That's what he did at Detroit, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen in Chicago.
The Spiegel and Holmes Show. Afternoons 2 to 6 on Chicago Sports Radio 670 The Score. And always live on the free Odyssey app.
On Saturday, May 31st, the Cubs take on the Reds at 1:20 in the afternoon. The first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Dansby Swanson Flow headband presented by Hefty. Be here for it. Visit Cubs.com/tickets. Pat?
Just don't drop it on the flow. 0-1 on Pauly. Hits a ground ball to the right side, fielded by Horner, and he'll toss to first. That's out number one. One away. It is time for... I know there's something I'm supposed to be reading.
Our attendance guesses in the Biddy's Beverage Depot attendance game.
There we go, Zach. Thank you for coming to the rescue. One away, bottom of the third. Cubs on top, 1-0. Here's a deep drive to left. That's trouble. Back goes Happ to the wall. That's gone. Nick Fortes, a home run to left, and the game is tied 1-1.
That's an inside cutter to Fortes. I'm assuming that J-Mo probably wanted this ball down and away, not in. Fortes gets this ball and just gets enough of it to get it over the left field wall. Happ went right to the wall and just couldn't quite get to it. And Fortes ties the ball game.
It's the 14th home run allowed by Tyone in 52 innings of work. And I know he'd like to cut that number down. Here's a pitch to Javier Sanoa, fouled away down the left field side. Ball game tied at 1 for Fortes, his first home run of the year. Not a cheapie, straight over the left field fence, gone by plenty. Sanoa 1 for 3 last night, takes outside for a ball.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
And the next pitch, fly ball shallow left, racing in Happ. Can he get there? No, it's a base hit. Sanoa going for 2. The throw by Happ is late. It's a bloop double down the left field line by Javier Sanoa. In a tie game with 1 away, a man at second, and the batter Jesus Sanchez.
Last ball not hit very hard, that's for sure, and it's just hitting the right spot. Ian got a decent break on this ball, but just nothing he could do. Elected not to dive for this ball, probably because of the turf, to make sure that he could keep it in front of him. Yeah, and it ends up being a double.
Back-to-back extra base hits, a homer by Fortes and a double by Sanoa. Jesus Sanchez steps in and takes high. Marlins have that knack of coming from behind this season, even though they're well under 500 at 19-27. Here comes the 1-0, swing and a miss. They actually have 6 walk-off wins in this park, tied with the Giants for the most in the major leagues at this point in the season.
Think of that, 6 walk-off wins already.
Yeah, out of their 19 wins.
That's almost a lot.
Almost a third of their wins. 1-1 game, third inning. The big right-hander Tyone brings it. Late swing on a good fastball. It's fouled away. We'll be right back out here again tomorrow. A quick turnaround, a day game for the series finale and also the final meeting of the year between the two teams. It starts at 12:40 Central Time. Neither team has announced their starting pitcher tomorrow. Breaking ball is outside. It's 2-2 on Sanchez. Two teams have split the first four. Here comes the 2-2. The runner dancing off second, and they might have him picked off. The throw to third is in time. Sanoa gets picked off. He was dancing around rather recklessly at second base, and Tyone said, okay, you want to play that game? Fine. He whirled around and fired it to Dansby Swanson, who then had to make sure not to hit the runner on the throw to third, and out easily was Sanoa. 2 down, Ron.
It almost looked like Sanoa was following the glove of Sean, trying to move out of the way like he didn't want to get hit with the ball. And I'm thinking, you just get picked off second, you're going to third. You want that ball to hit you in the back somewhere, and you end up at third base. But kind of a weird play all the way around, and the Cubs get an out. Nice defense by Dansby.
It's a pickoff. I believe it's either a pickoff or a caught stealing. I think it's a pickoff because he was going back to the bag at the moment of the throw.
I know in the dugout they just think it's a bad play.
Yeah. Breaking ball low and inside. That's ball 4 to Sanchez. So now the pickoff looks even bigger. 1-4 to 5 on the putout on that pickoff play. 2 outs, a man at first, and the batter is Agustin Ramirez. He homered against Tyone last week at Wrigley. The pitch. He hits a fly ball to right center. On the run, Suzuki. And he makes the running catch back-handed style. The Marlins get a run on 2 hits, leave 1 after 3. Cubs 1, Miami 1. This is the score, and it's also a slow down in the action. This third inning is brought to you by Izervay. 1-1 game. Back with the fourth after this on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Kyle Tucker. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Sometimes historic events suck. But what shouldn't suck is learning about history. I do that through storytelling. History That Doesn't Suck is a chart-topping history podcast created by me, Professor Greg Jackson. Listen to History That Doesn't Suck on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
What happens when 2 score shows meet? You get a Score Classic, Score Transition. First at 10 a.m., Mully and Haw meet Rahimi and Harris. Then at 2, Rahimi and Harris meet Spiegel and Holmes.
Wait. You can't defend tanking?
The number 1 overall pick isn't the only pick, though.
Yeah, number 1, number 2, number 3.
Is.
No,
in
it's
this
not.
draft it
No,
is.
it's the opposite.
In this draft it is.
So you're saying Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper,
No,
they're trash. They can't be good players. They can't be all-stars.
I'm saying that most of the arguments for tanking were for teams that were committed to chance at Cooper Flag.
Probably the last 20 years.
Ask people in Utah and Washington, D.C. how they feel this morning about sacrificing their season for a chance to pick 5th and 6th.
They're probably fine with it because they still have other picks. They're going to grab guys who can either help them or that they can trade to help them get better players. That is the point. That it is sports. It's literally the NBA.
It's the magic of Score Transition. Weekdays at 10 and 2 on Sports Radio 670 The Score. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Carson Kelly at the plate and Dansby Swanson on deck. Who's on deck is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. Pat?
Kelly had a single his first time, Zach. Ryan Weathers delivers a fastball strike. Ball game tied at 1. Each team with a home run. Kyle Tucker in the Cub first inning. Nick Fortes in the Marlins third. And we just received word regarding the starting pitchers for tomorrow's game. Pitch to Kelly. Carson pulls the bouncer foul toward third. Cade Horton, a perfect 2-0 after 2 Major League games. He's going to start for the Cubs in the 12-10 game tomorrow, 12-10. Max Meyer, a right-hander, starting for Miami. And then it's on to Cincinnati for the weekend. No game on Thursday. Kelly fouls it away. 3 different starting times, Ron. I know I've heard you say many times that's a little disconcerting to a ball player to have 3 different starting times in a 3-game series.
Yeah, I did not like that at all. What do you have?
Here's the swing and a fly ball deep right center, but it's playable for Stowers. The center fielder makes the catch, and that's out number 1. Well, the Friday game in Cincinnati, 5:40 in the afternoon. Then the Saturday game, 3:10 Central.
Got it.
And then 12:40 on Sunday. Cubs will be heading home after the game Sunday. The Colorado Rockies will be at Wrigley on Monday night. Swanson batting, a 1-1 game, 4th inning. Bases empty, 1 down. First pitch to Dansby is outside.
4th inning sponsored by Wintrust, home of the exclusive Cubs debit card. Member FDIC, EHL lender.
Here comes the 1-0. Bounce, a swing and a foul. I thought he might have bounced a foul, but apparently not. It's 1-1 on Swanson.
Pretty good changeup there by Weathers. Excellent pitch.
Dansby looking at a ball down low. Swanson retired on a fly ball to center his first time.
For Weathers, this is only his 2nd start of the year. Had some issues with a lat strain earlier and started against the Cubs just earlier last week in that series.
Check swing, no swing. C.B. Buckner, the first base umpire, made that ultimate call. And now it's 3-1. Let's see if Swanson gets something to hit. He may have gotten a break on the call, too.
The barrel never did get out in front of his hands, which is one of the things you look at, but it was out in front of home plate, and that's the other thing they look at. The black bat, though. No black bat theory.
And the 3-1 to Dansby is taken for a strike. Dansby thought it was down low, and he's letting Dan Iasonia know that he thought he missed that call. Let's take a look. Ron, what do you think?
Dansby might have a case. Borderline pitch, though. Actually, as we get a closer look, it actually hit the zone.
Swanson will foul it away. Now, if you argued and then you found out later watching the video that you were wrong and the umpire was right, would you acknowledge that?
Yeah.
And you'd say something,
absolutely.
Hey, you were right, I was wrong.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
3-2 pitch fouled away off to the right.
I think in the heat of a game, and it depends on how vehemently you argue, but if you say, I had that one down, he goes, no, and you're kind of emphatic, but not over the top, and you see that you were wrong as the hitter, I had no problem going back.
Swanson swings and misses, and Dansby barking a little bit as he heads back to the first base dugout, and Iasonia tells him to cool it.
Yeah, Dansby fouls this one off into the glove, and he chirps at Iasonia real quick and then just walks away. Iasonia gets the last word, but Dansby said his piece and then walked away, so he stays in the game.
Pete Crow Armstrong dribbles one weakly to first, fielded by Mervis, and he makes the play unassisted. Cubs go quietly. It's on to the bottom of the 4th inning. Cubs 1, Marlins 1. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
The Women's Hoop Show, a podcast hosted by me, Jordan Robinson, brings you fresh women's basketball voices and breakdowns every week. I'll be joined by hoop experts all year long. Find the Women's Hoop Show on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Cubs fans, 670 The Score gives you an insider's perspective of your favorite team throughout the season.
Talking to Ian Happ, Tuesdays at 11:25 with Rahimi and Harris. Nico Horner, Tuesdays at 2:30 with Spiegel and Holmes.
Cubs manager Craig Counsell, bi-weekly with Spiegel and Holmes.
Plus, we'll talk to Cubs president of baseball operations Jed Hoyer and GM Carter Hawkins throughout the season as well.
We are your official radio home of the Cubs. Chicago Sports Radio, 670 The Score.
James Hardie Building Products knows how important your home is. That's why they're rated the #1 brand of siding in North America. James Hardie is proud to sponsor the Cubs. James Hardie Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
The Out-of-Town Scoreboard is sponsored by Citgo. Club Citgo can save you money every day. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. Top 4, Reds and Pirates scoreless in Pittsburgh.
Matt Mervis pops it up foul down the left field line and back out of play. Zach, go right ahead.
The Nationals, Pat, have a 4-3 lead over the Braves. They're in the top half of the third inning. Astros leading the Rays 1-0, top of the second in Tampa. Top 2, Rangers and Yankees are scoreless in New York. The Blue Jays strike first. They've got a 1-0 lead over the Padres in the top of the second. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. goes deep, a solo shot, number 6 on the year for Guerrero. Pat?
Thanks to Zach Zaidman. He will be along in the 5th inning to work with Ron. Jamison Tyone working on Matt Mervis. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the former Cub. Mervis struggling at the plate, hitting 181 at game time. He does have some power with 7 home runs. He lays off some high heat. Well, normally I wait until later in the ball game to look at baseball history, but there's one note that always I find so inspirational. I'm going to read it a bit earlier today, like right now. High to Mervis, 3-2. 1945 on this date, May 20. There was a guy by the name of Pete Gray playing for the St. Louis Browns. He had 1 arm, and he was a big league ball player.
How about that?
He played in a doubleheader sweep of the Yankees. Here's a swing and a foul back. And he wasn't just a sideshow. I mean, he was a good ball player. He scored the winning run in the nightcap. He had 3 hits in the opener, if you can imagine that. And here's the one that really made me sit up and take notice. Here's a fastball high and outside, and Mervis gets the leadoff walk. Tie game, a man at first, nobody out, bottom of the 4th inning. In the doubleheader, the one-armed outfielder, Pete Gray, made 10 putouts in the field.
Oh, wow.
He caught 10. And I've seen black and white footage of him catching the ball, popping it up in the air, putting the glove under the stump of his right arm, and then grabbing it with his bare hand. Here's a swing and a smash. Base hit past a diving Horner into right. Stopping at second is Mervis. Kyle Stowers with a sharp single. And Miami threatening now with 2 men on and nobody out in the 4th inning. But just to think about a one-armed human being playing big league ball is so inspirational, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it's unreal. Absolutely. Did you get 3 hits in a big league game? Think of that.
He had a couple of home runs also, swinging with naturally 1 arm. Left-handed hitter, Pete Gray. Amazing. Eric Wagaman, the batter. This is a potential turning point inning. Game tied at 1, 2 men on, nobody out. And the pitch popped up, might be playable. Foul territory. Turner over near the stands. Does not have room. It's out of play.
It's kind of ranty out.
We're going to make the attendance guesses here soon. The Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. The pitch to Wagaman popped up. This is playable. It's going to be the infield fly rule. Nico Horner makes the catch, out number 1. And I'll go ahead and get our guesses started. I will say there are 10,001. So 10,001 is my guess. Ronnie Simon steps in, left-handed hitter. Simon will take ball 1.
I say 11,500.
Taillon, the big right-hander, brings it. Fastball strike. A bullseye, top of the zone.
I'll go 10,500.
Santiago Rodriguez, our excellent engineer, certainly welcome to join in. Didn't take him long to make his guess. Here's a curveball outside. 2 balls and a strike. You were ready to play.
Yeah, he was down at the ticket gate earlier today. Yeah.
I said, are you ready? He said, estoy listo todos días. Here's a swing and a foul off to the left, out of play. I believe that means I am ready every day.
Oh, wow. And he came back with some Spanglish. That was good.
Now, is correcto a real word in Spanish? It is? I'll be darned.
You've been speaking Spanish a long time. You didn't even know it.
Ground ball to first, fielded by Turner. Go to second. There's 1. And that's all. A hard slide by Stowers prevented Dansby from throwing. Plus, he was going to have to lead the pitcher, Taillon, to the bag. And with the slide and the pitcher covering, he decided just to hold on to it. Probably a good decision.
Yeah, no, that's a very good decision. First out inning brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming, but yeah, as an infielder, you really don't want to make throws, especially to a moving target, if you don't have a play. Now, if you got a chance at the double play, that's one thing. But if you really don't, you want to just hold the ball, especially with a man at third base right now.
Tie game, 2 outs, 2 on. Let's see if Taillon can get out of this. Graham Pauley, the batter, hits a fly ball to left. Pretty well hit. Going back is Happ near the track. Makes the catch right in front of the fence. 20 feet off the line, near the corner. Happ hauls it in, and Miami does not score. They leave a pair. No runs on a hit, and 1 reference of the word correcto. We go to the 5th inning. Cubs 1, Miami 1. This is the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Jamison Taillon. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode.
So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Get Employee Pricing Plus on remaining new 2024 Jeep Wrangler 4-doors with $10,000 off MSRP. Or get employee pricing and $5,000 in rebates on new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs at Sunnyside Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in McHenry, Illinois. Plus tax, title, license, and dock fee. MSRP $59,070. Savings from MSRP may not be the actual price at which the vehicle is sold in the trade area. Offer expires 6/2/25.
If you missed any of the Spiegel and Holmes show, no worries. Just go to the Spiegel and Holmes show podcast feed on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts and get caught up on all the great Chicago sports talk from Spiegel and Holmes on The Score.
Nico Horner swings and misses at a changeup from lefty Ryan Weathers to begin the top of the fifth here in Miami. Ball game tied at 1. It's the middle game of a 3-game set between these two at Lone Depot Park as Weathers works his motion and delivers the pitch. Nico lines one that is caught backhanded style behind the bag by the second baseman, Ronnie Simon. He was thinking about diving, didn't have to, and just kind of lunged for it with the backhand behind the bag on the dirt for out number 1.
Little soft line drive, kind of off the end of the bat by Nico.
So here's Justin Turner. Weathers delivers, and Turner looks at a strike. Slow-moving breaking ball that's spun in the zone.
Coming in live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
The 0-1. That's in there for strike 2. Weathers going with a fastball. Turner flat out to right in the second. He's 0 for 1 today. Hitting at 167 on the year. Lefty-righty matchup and the pitch. And a high fly ball hit to right field down the line. Racing back, Sanchez at the track near the wall. And this one falls to the deck. Turner on his way to second base slides in safely. Sanchez had some difficulty with that one. A double with one away for Turner here in the fifth.
Yeah, this ball's high and deep down the line. It's all the way into the corner, and Sanchez just misplays this ball. He's got to catch this ball. They're going to probably give this a double, but if you ask Sanchez, he's got to catch this ball. And it ends up hitting him. He kind of overruns it and then leans back, hits him in the glove back behind his head, and it ends up Turner at second base.
And they've given Turner a double. The batter, Matt Shaw. He looks at a ball low from Weathers, 1-0. Yeah, but you're right. That was a very catchable ball for Sanchez in the corner in right. Weathers looks at second and deals. And Shaw takes a ball inside, a changeup that missed, 2-0. Shaw had an infield single his first time up, had 2 hits yesterday, including an RBI double. Right-handed batter stands deep in the box. And the pitch. A bouncing ball foul off to the left. 2-1. Talked to Shaw yesterday in the pregame show. Kuma, a lot's been made of a smaller leg kick that he was working on with his mechanics, but it's more than that. A little bit more of an upright stance. Wanted to get more athletic at the plate. The 2-1. Line deep down the left field line, but hooking way foul out of play. It did not have home run distance. 2-2.
Okay. To me, for any hitter, if your head is moving a lot, you're going to have a lot of problems as a hitter. And to me, when he was here and at the end of spring training, he had a lot of head movement.
Dribbler foul off to the left.
Been a lot of hitters hit with big leg kicks and doing all that type of stuff. But if you're not in an athletic position and you get a lot of head movement going towards the pitcher, you're not going to hit. And he had a lot of head movement going. He was, you kind of call it a top half lead is what we would call it as a hitting guy or a hitter or a hitting instructor. But when your head's leading your swing, that's not good. And he has quieted that down some. And you talked about his leg kick quieting down some. The thing with the leg kick, you want it to be consistent. Let's do the same thing every time. That way you've got some reference points of what you're doing. That's the main thing.
The 2-2. Shaw swings and fouls it away out of play off to the right. Count remains 2-2.
I had issue with the leg kick is it was different. Some days it hovered, some days it went up and down. And that, like it would hover, come back, and then hover forward. And, I think he's, and you're trying to figure it out in the big leagues. That's not easy.
Shaw fouls it back, 2-2. And then there's the whole muscle memory of it, making sure, like you said, that you're consistently sticking to your routine.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, but your routine can. Problem is you think you are, but until you see what you're doing, things change, and you feel like you're doing one thing and you're not. And that's where you really need another set of eyes to help you out, and video and things like that. So, obviously he had some success in AAA, and at the end of the day, he's putting a barrel of the bat on a baseball there. So let's see if he can do that here. It'd be great. Really nice young man. I'd love to see him have success here.
Shaw takes a fastball inside. It's a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away. Top of the 5th. 1-1 game. Cubs and Marlins. The go-ahead run, Turner at second base after a double earlier in the frame. Weathers looks at second, and now the pitch. And this one is pounded foul at the plate.
I know one thing. He's given himself more of a chance. He's got a full swing now. And that's one thing that he's doing.
So here we go again. 3-2 the count. The pitch. A bouncing ball hit to first, fielded by Mervis. Jogs to the bag in time to get Shaw 2 away. Advancing to third on the play is Turner, and that'll bring up Ian Happ for the 3rd time up this game. He struck out swinging to lead off the game, grounded into a double play in the 3rd. This is his first game back since returning from that oblique issue.
Ian yesterday at the ballpark was not active yet, was not able to be active yet. Chance to talk to him real quick and asked how he was feeling. He was like, I will be back tomorrow. Because we didn't get that emphatic absolute from everybody yesterday with the Cubs organization, but talking to Ian, he knew he was going to be ready, and a lot of times it's kind of up to him. Is he going to feel right to be playing? And obviously he is.
App switch hitter batting for the right side against the left-hander Weathers. And the pitch. App takes a ball high and outside. So 1-0 the count. Turner's at third base. He represents the go-ahead run. 1-1 ball game, Cubs and Marlins. Here in the top of the 5th. Weathers works on the first base side of the rubber. The lefty deals. And that pitch is outside, ball 2. Yeah, Happ was emphatic that he would return today, the day he was placed on the injured list. He did not want to miss any time, but you have to heal. And he's fine. Here comes the 2-0. Happ fouls it back out of play. 2-1 the count.
With Ian coming back, I know Craig Counsell wanted to give Tucker some time off and just, maybe not off, but DHing. And now with Ian back.
Happ swings and misses, fouls it into the glove. A fastball clocked at 97 miles per hour, 2-2.
Now with Ian being back, it allows Tucker to be the DH. I would anticipate, I kind of thought about that a while ago, that when Ian gets back, he's going to DH, and Tucker is DH tonight, probably will be for the next few days.
Called strike 3 as Happ watches a fastball zip by him. Didn't like the call. Turner stranded at third base. That ends the top half of the 5th inning. 1-1 game. Cubs and Marlins on the score. And the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Start your mornings with Cubs Talk. Mully and Haw. Mornings 5:30 to 10 on the score.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Hey, I'm Tank Sinatra here with my co-host,
Investigator Slater.
And we would like to tell you a little bit about our podcast, Psychopedia.
It's true crime infused with comedy.
Making it a crimedy.
I do extensive investigative research and go deep into the darkest corners of the human psyche.
And I'm just here to lighten things up a little bit with humor, baby. Never at the expense of the victims, though, obviously.
Come join our family of little psychos over on Psychopedia. Available on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
The Spiegel and Holmes Show. Afternoons 2 to 6 on The Score.
The head coach of the Fighting Illini on to The Score. Brett Bielema with a contract extension that is going to keep him in Champaign.
Tell you what, I was very impressed with the Bears. I thought the Michigan tight end, when we played him even 2 years ago, was one of the best players in our league. A little bit of a Bears fan. My heyday, the 1985 shuffle, was when I was a sophomore in high school. I had a haircut like Jim McMahon. I couldn't throw like him. That's why they moved me to linebacker. But I definitely was a Bears fan, and it's been fun to watch their growth.
Give us more on Loveland.
When you have perimeter matchup issues, right? When you got some guys on the outside that create, coverage threat, and then you have a good running game, that creates a mismatch at tight end because safeties probably can't handle his size and linebackers can't handle his speed, right? So, it really creates mismatch issues, and I think that's what's begun to happen. That's what he did at Detroit, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen in Chicago.
The Spiegel and Holmes Show. Afternoons 2 to 6 on Chicago Sports Radio 670 The Score. And always live on the free Odyssey app.
Jamison Tyone rocks back and delivers his first pitch to Nick Fortes to begin the bottom of the fifth inning. A fastball for a strike, 0-1. Fortes homered his last time up in the third inning to tie the game up at 1. And the pitch. Fortes swings, pops it foul out of play off to the right in the hole, 0-2. The Cubs struck first in the first. Kyle Tucker hit a 393-foot drive to right center field for his 11th home run. And then Fortes tied it up in inning number 3. So 1-1, Cubs and Marlins here in the bottom of the fifth inning. The 0-2. Fortes fouls it back.
Fortes got a hanging breaking ball. He hit one earlier in the game, and that's the home run that he hit. It's the only run for the Marlins. He just got another breaking ball up and out over the plate. Pulled the trigger a little early.
The 0-2, a ground ball hit to third. Backing up Shaw Fields. The throw across in time to get Fortes one away. The first out brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming. So I have a feeling I know what you're going to say, but Tyone has given up the gopher ball a lot over his last 3 starts, including tonight. 4 home runs in New York a couple of weekends ago. Last time out against these Marlins, gave up 3 home runs. And then 1 here tonight as Javier Sanoa stands in. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch is in there for a strike. A slow-moving breaking ball that spun into the zone. 0-1. From a hitter's perspective, when you watch Tyone, is there anything that stands out?
No, I mean, he's making his pitches for the most part. It's the occasional, like this inning now. He's made some thrown some bad breaking balls. He's gotten away with them. But that last pitch and 2 to Fortes, all hanging breaking balls. Yeah, and you just can't, when you throw that pitch inside and it breaks right over to the middle of the plate and it's belt high, that's not a location for a breaking ball.
Tyone is ready. High leg kick and pitch. And Sanoa looks at a ball up high, a fastball that missed, 1-2.
But I really think for J-Mo, I think he's thrown the ball exceptionally well. I really do. This is just, he'll make a mistake here and there, and he's paid the price for it. But I think he's thrown the ball very well, and giving the Cubs a chance to win.
Sanoa looks at a slow-moving breaking ball in the dirt, 2-2. Yeah, he had a quality start last time out.
Yeah, he gave up 3 runs. What did he throw into the 7th inning, right?
6th inning.
6th inning. He threw 6 innings. So, that's pretty good.
Line drive hit to deep right. Suzuki going back. It's playable. Backing up. Makes the catch short of the track for out number 2 as Sanoa is retired.
I'll tell you another thing. We were talking about this yesterday. But for somebody who DH'd the whole first month and a half of the season, then Suzuki got asked to get in there, play defense every day, for 2 weeks while Ian was on the injured list. He has done an excellent job. That is not easy to come off, the bench from not playing defense and go in there and play 2 weeks straight. And really, Seiya has done very well. Really happy for him that he's, showed that, I'm back out here playing some defense and doing just fine.
Jesus Sanchez at the plate, and he looks at a strike count now 1-1. That was a slow-moving curveball that floated into the zone. Yeah, Suzuki was the primary fill-in for Ian Happ in left field while Happ was on the IL. The 1-1. And a high fly ball hit to right. Playable for Suzuki. Under it, he makes the catch for out number 3 as the Marlins go down in order here in the 5th. After 5, tie ball game. Cubs 1, Marlins 1 on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk, middays 10 to 2 with Rahimi and Harris on the Score, the official radio home of the Cubs.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Get employee pricing plus on remaining new 2024 Jeep Wrangler 4-doors with $10,000 off MSRP. Or get employee pricing and $5,000 in rebates on new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs at Sunnyside Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in McHenry, Illinois. Plus tax, title, license, and dock fee. MSRP $59,070. Savings from MSRP may not be the actual price at which the vehicle is sold in the trade area. Offer expires 6/2/25. Get employee pricing plus on remaining new 2024 Jeep Wrangler 4-doors with $10,000 off MSRP. Or get employee pricing and $5,000 in rebates on new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs at Sunnyside Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in McHenry, Illinois. Plus tax, title, license, and dock fee. MSRP $59,070. Savings from MSRP may not be the actual price at which the vehicle is sold in the trade area. Offer expires 6/2/25.
Let's see what's on tap here in the 6th inning, sponsored by Flight by Yingling, Next Generation Light Beer, and the Cubs tied here in Miami 1-1, Pat. In the top of the 6th inning, they could use a ball in flight right about now.
Seiya Suzuki leads it off run against the new pitcher, right-hander Calvin Fauché. Fauché in relief of the starter Ryan Weathers. Weathers departing with a 1-1 score. Cubs have 5 hits. Miami with 3, each team with a solo home run. That foul ball took a bite out of the catcher, Nick Fortes, and the trainer is out to look at him. Let's see where it got him.
It looks like got him either in the thumb or the wrist on his glove hand.
It hurt.
Yep, he is struggling right now, no doubt.
Catchers take such a beating over the course of a full season. Fouls, collisions, pitches in the dirt, foul tips that catch you in the arms where there is no padding, in the thighs, the feet, the inside of your feet take a horrendous beating. We're ready for the resumption of play. Suzuki trying to get a rally started in the 6th inning. Ball game tied at 1. Fauché delivers the pitch way outside. And the count 1-1. Seems to me he's thrown more than just 2 pitches to Seiya, but I'll go along with the scoreboard. Suzuki has singled and grounded out. Seiya takes a breaking ball strike, 1-2. Cubs got their run, a first inning home run by Kyle Tucker. A long blast over the wall in right center. Nick Fortes homered for Miami's tally in the 2nd inning. The 1-2 low and outside. Tucker on deck, and then Carson Kelly. Playing indoors here in Miami at Lone Depot Park. Small crowd, 10, maybe 12,000 tops. And the 2-2 from Fauché. Low and outside for a ball.
Fauché's been able to throw the breaking ball in there, but the fastball he keeps pulling down and away.
The Let's see if Sayah gets something to hit on 3-2. He checks and takes high ball 4. Pretty quality plate appearance for Suzuki. Ron, it's tempting on 3-2 to swing at anything close. That pitch was close, but it was a ball. It's a good plate appearance.
Yeah, absolutely. Good take on a high breaking ball up above the zone.
Suzuki is on. The batter is Kyle Tucker. And Kyle hits a dribbler at the plate. Foul. Well, so many times a leadoff walk will lead to a rally. Let's see if it happens again.
Designated hitters tonight, sponsored by BBQ Authority. Visit BBQ Authority in Lisle. Kyle Tucker might get a couple days here in a row to DH.
He lines one into right center field, a base hit. Rounding second and holding is Suzuki as the throw comes in. Tucker, Ron, you called it yesterday. You said he's getting close to getting hot again. Sure enough, a homer and now a single tonight. He looks like his timing is back.
Yeah, he's right on time is correct, and he hits this ball right on the button, hits a bullet through the infield. Hit 2 bullets yesterday in the infield, and then a bomb. You know, that just missed going out of the ballpark.
Here is Kelly standing in. 2 men on. Nobody out. Tie game, 6th inning. Kelly hits a chopper up along third. Slowly hit. The ball stays fair. It's a base hit. Cubs got a break. It looked like it was going to go foul from here, and apparently it also looked like it was going to go foul to the pitcher, Fauché, Ron, but it stayed fair.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're happy, you know, this ball stays fair if you're the Cub. If you're Kelly, you hit this ball and you go, please go foul. And then it gets about halfway down there, you go, stay fair. You know, but it just shows you which way the ground is tilted going down the line. That ball was in the dirt, and it ended up going towards fair territory.
Dansby Swanson takes inside. Dansby may have gotten hit by the pitch. He's pointing into the dugout as if to say, take another look. That ball may have grazed him.
If nothing else, you know he felt it go by him. Yeah, they're going to check.
We're going to pass along a station break while they review this play. The Cubs challenging basically the call that they thought it hit the batter. The umpire ruled that it did not, and that's the reason for the challenge. 10 for ID. We'll be right back in a second or 10 seconds. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Rahimi and Harris, 10 a.m. to 2 on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Ron, I was reading the commercial during the replay that they showed on the big board. Have you been able to tell whether it hit him or not?
If it does, it grazes his jersey, and he feels that ball on what would be his left tricep. It obviously does not hit him squarely. That's the obvious, but it may have moved the jersey, and if it did, that's where it'll be. Here we go.
After reviewing the call in the field stands, the batter was not hit by the pitch. Chicago loses their challenge.
Okay, the Cubs have lost the challenge. Swanson still up there. Dansby, remember, grumbling over a call or two in his 4th inning at bat. And he's normally very mild-mannered and rarely engages any conversation with the umpires, at least not outwardly. Infield in. Bases loaded, nobody out. Cubs with a great chance. 6th inning, the pitch. Way outside to Dansby. Now the count is 2-0. Ron, what's the thinking here?
Well, you're looking for a good fastball you can hit. This is a big key moment in the game. Infield playing in. You got a chance to really do some damage here.
Now the pitch by Fauché. Looped foul out of play.
Fauché has gone to a breaking ball. Whenever he needs a strike, he's gone to the breaking ball. Managers' challenges, they're sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Taking a second look's always a good idea.
Swanson fouls it back, Ron. Go ahead.
Just get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Potential turning point of the ball game right now. Cub fans are sensing it, making a lot of noise down below us. Bases full of Cubs. Infield in. From the stretch, the right-hander delivers to Dansby. A swing and a line drive, shallow left center field. That's a base hit. One run is in. Everyone moves up 90. Cubs lead 2-1. A humpback line drive single into center by Dansby Swanson. Drives in Seiya Suzuki. Cubs lead 2-1. Still have the bags loaded, Ron, with nobody out.
Yeah, another breaking ball. This has been the thing this inning with the pitcher. If he wants to strike, he's got to throw a breaking ball. He's not in command of his fastball. And, so now Dansby sits on that hook and just dumps one in the center.
Daniel Moscos, pitching coach for Miami, used to work for the Cubs. Moscos talking with Fauché. Let's see. Yes, the bullpen is getting busy for Miami. Cubs on top 2-1. Pete Crow Armstrong, the batter. Now, Pete is 0 for 2. How is he approaching this at-bat, Ron?
Well, his at-bats have been different. They've been both off Weathers, a power left-hander, and now you got a right-hander on the mound with Fauché. So this will be a much different at-bat. You really want to drive a ball to the middle of the field.
The pitch to Pete. Line drive, shallow left field. That's a base hit. Another run is in. The runners move up one base each. Pete Crow Armstrong delivers. Cubs lead 3-1. Opposite field single, which I know you like to see in a spot like this.
Yeah, he did a very nice job. He was a little anxious first couple of bats. Swung early in the at-bat, and it didn't do much. And this time, doesn't try to do too much, just shoots the ball the other way and dumps one in the left field for a base knock.
RBI number 39 for Pete Crow Armstrong. Still nobody out. The first 5 batters have reached on a walk and now 4 consecutive singles. The RBI is going to Swanson and Crow Armstrong. Now Nico Horner takes low and away. RBIs by Cubs batters. Sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old. Now the 1-0 pitch by Fauché. Low for ball 2. 2-0. Walks to Cubs batters. A reminder, they're sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Remember, a walk is free. A DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over. Infield in. Bases full of Cubs. Nico takes ball 3 low and away.
3 cutters in a row have all been in the same spot, pulled down and away.
Taking all the way?
Absolutely. He's got to show me he can throw some strikes.
The 3-0 is a strike. Nico, nothing for 2 in the game, has popped out and lined out to second. Cubs on top 3-1, out hitting Miami 9-3. The pitch. Nico takes strike 2 call. I read that as this is a confident hitter. He was taking all the way again on 3-1.
He's not sure. He wasn't sure that Fauché would be able to throw 2 strikes in a row.
The 3-2. Ground ball right side, base hit. 1 run is in. Swanson getting the green light. The throw coming home. Dansby slides head first, safe at the plate. Listen to the Cub fans here at Lone Depot Park.
Two-strike base hit for Nico as the infield in, and he shoots this ball the other way. Second RBI single the other way by Cubs hitter. Dansby comes around third base, and a great slide into the plate on the far outside, gets his left hand just in before the tag. Very nice slide.
The play will be reviewed at the plate. Manager Clayton McCullough wants to take another look at that head-first slide by Dansby Swanson at home. He was called safe by the umpire, Dan Iasonia. Apparently, the video people for Miami thought that the tag was on the body before The hand was on the plate. What are you saying,
I
Ron?
think he's safe. I thought he was safe originally. As long as Dansby touches home plate with that left hand, he's safe. We're getting an overhead look now. Yeah, I think he's safe. He's safe at the plate.
Reaching for it with his left hand, reaching for the back part of home plate. And now here comes the result.
Field is confirmed. The runner is safe. Miami moves to down.
Ron, you called it exactly as it turned out. It's a run. Safe the call. The Cubs lead 5-1. Good old-fashioned rally. A walk and 5 singles. It's not like they're tearing the cover off the ball, but they're putting the ball in play.
Well, didn't you just call it? See what the leadoff walk will do. And there you go.
So many times. Pitching change coming up right now. By the way, on the play, Crow Armstrong motored all the way to third on the single by Nico Horner. So first and third, nobody out. 5 runs in the bank, or 4 runs in the bank. And the Cubs enjoying a 5-1 lead. Pitching change coming up. It is sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Cubs, and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit Sloan.com. Cubs on top 5-1. Back with more in a moment. You are listening to The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Michael Bush. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Right now, for a limited time, you can lease the Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month or get $1,750 bonus cash. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end June 2nd. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Change is always happening. But no matter what changes in 5 years, there's one thing that will stay the same: the price of your internet. With the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
League leaders are sponsored by American Sail. Bring the fun home. Aaron Judge leads in batting average at .402. Shohei Ohtani, the home run leader, with 17. And Wilmer Flores of the Giants, 42 RBIs.
Justin Turner batting. Drives one to center. Should be deep enough to drive in a run. Tagging and scoring is Pete Crow Armstrong. On the very first pitch from Lake Bacher, Justin Turner delivers a sac fly on a drive to center. Pete Crow Armstrong so fast you don't even look to make a play. You think, give him the run. Yeah. Why bother?
There's no chance. Very nice at bat by Turner to go up and get that high fastball right away and just drive it to the middle of the field and drive in that run.
Cubs on top 6-1. Turner with RBI number 10. I kind of like the style run. Bullpen guy comes in, you jump on the first pitch.
Yeah, you get a first pitch fastball. Be ready.
Matt Shaw will take a strike. Shaw, the 8th man to bat in the inning. There is only one away, 5 runs in the bank. And Nico Horner at first. Nico, a 2-run single a minute ago. His 21st and 22nd runs batted in. And the 1-1 to Shaw. Down low for a ball. Sometimes you have innings like this, Ron, and it's predicated upon putting the ball in play.
Absolutely. Using the other side of the field. There are a lot of hits and a lot of RBIs on the other side of the diamond if you go to the opposite field hitting.
Here's a drive into the opposite field corner off the bat of Shaw. It's a fair ball. Racing around third, Nico Horner. The relay throw to the plate. Nico slides safe at the plate. RBI double, Matt Shaw. Cubs have broken it wide open and lead 7-1.
Hal Shaw does another nice job with the ball and shoots it the other way. He's got his second hit it a game going that way, or since he's been called up. And this ball right into the corner. It lands just next to the foul line, right next to the wall. So a well-struck ball the other way and drives in Nico, who scores all the way from first.
And now Ian Happ, the batter, the ninth man to bat in the inning. And Ian will take outside. The RBI for Shaw, his fifth as a big leaguer. It's his second hit of this game. And the Cubs enjoying a big inning, 6 so far, with only 1 away in the inning. But I was almost chuckling, Ron. The words were just barely out of your mouth saying, use the entire field, hit it to right, and bang.
Another one.
Matt Shaw drives one to the opposite corner. Good timing. It's nice when life works out that way every once in a while. Here's the 1-1. Foul down the left field side on the ground off the bat of Happ.
I think that's the third RBI hit of the inning for the Cubs the other way.
Tucker had a single to right. Kelly had a single that he beat out. The ball had stayed fair down the third baseline. Happ swings and misses, strike 3, and that's out number 2. Happ stayed at home plate. I wasn't sure if that was. I thought it was 3, but I figure, well, he might know more about the count. He is batting, but Happ is gone, 2 down. Ian now 0 for 4 in his first game back. And here is Seiya, who rather innocently drew a base on balls to start the inning. Little did we know that walk would lead to 6 runs in this 6th inning.
Wow. Big inning for the Cubs. Meat of the order presented by Chef IQ Sense. Never under or overcook your food again. Purchase now at Chef IQ. Yeah, and it's been a big inning in the middle of the lineup doing some damage.
The offense is cooking. Here's a deep drive to right center. It's got a chance. Gone. Seiya Suzuki with a 2-run homer. And the Cubs lead 9-1. Number 12 for Seiya. That's a deep alley. It's 387 to the wall. A drive of very close to 400 feet, I would say.
Yeah, he gets this pitch up and out over the plate and hammers this ball. 8-run inning now for the Cubs here in the 6th.
Seiya now with 41 runs batted in. A 405-foot home run. Kyle Tucker, the batter, fouls it away. Now, Seiya among the Major League Baseball RBI leaders, as he now has 41. We're going to see if Zach is nice enough to look up the updated RBI leaders in the big leagues as Tucker takes down low.
So Wilmer Flores of the Giants leads the majors with 42 runs batted in, Pat, and now Seiya is tied with Aaron Judge, both with 41.
That's pretty good company. Here's the 1-1. Line drive, base hit to right. Tucker, a 3-hit night. His second hit in this inning. Remember, he homered way back in the first. And the Cubs now have piled up 13 hits in the game. And in this one inning alone, I've got him for 7 hits.
Now they've been spraying the ball all over the yard and then playing a little long ball here late in the inning. And the Cubs needed a ball game like this from the offense. They really did. The Cubs bullpen has been banged up some here a little bit and used a lot because of all the wins they've had. And, you're just, you're trying to win each night. There's no games like this. So now that, you get a big offensive night, now you can, kind of breathe a little easier here in Miami.
Carson Kelly has been a contributor with a couple of singles. He scored a run earlier in the inning, takes a pitch down low from the right-hander Bacher. Now, if you're a pitcher and your name is Bacher, you'd want to make sure that it's not spelled Balker.
Yeah, that would not be good.
Right. Here comes the 1-1. from Balker. A swing and a miss by Carson Kelly. Balker, I was looking at the spelling. It's Bachar. And the stretch for the 1-2. It's on the way. Lifted to right, slicing foul and back out of play. It's been an errorlessly played game. Cubs out hitting Miami now 13-3 and enjoying a 9-1 lead. But this big inning is exactly what they needed after that heartbreaking loss last night. Swing and a miss ends the inning. But it's a frolicsome sixth inning for the Chicago Cubs. They score 9 times and enjoy a 10-1 lead. Let me make sure of that score here. I am not finding it anywhere in the stadium. I'm looking all over. I'm stalling for time is what I'm doing. It is 9-1 Cubs as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. This is the score. And again, the score is 9-1 on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Matthew Boyd. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Crashes can happen to even the safest of drivers. Sometimes this is because of situations out of the driver's control. That's where driver assistance technologies can help reduce the human factors involved in crashes. Features like blind spot intervention, lane keeping assistance, rear automatic braking, and automatic high beams all have the potential to save lives. And one of those lives could be yours. Learn more about driver assistance technologies at nhtsa.gov/driver tech. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation's National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
College football summer is no time to slouch because we are taking you to school on the Cover 3 podcast, part of the CBS Sports Podcast Network. It's time for our annual summer school series as we take time to break down some of your favorite teams with experts and insiders who know these depth charts from top to bottom. But summer school is just extra credit as we go through positional drafts, player rankings, and more. Follow and listen to the Cover 3 podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Fly ball to right, caught by Suzuki off the bat of Agustin Ramirez. One away, 9-1 Cubs lead. Zach, what do you got?
Pat Murphy's is on deck, Pat, and Who's on Deck is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. Pat?
Thanks to Zach for chiming in. Bottom of the 6th inning. Cubs got 8 runs in the top of the inning. Matt Mervis will take a strike. One of your former teammates is in the baseball history notes. I'll just ask it in the form of a trivia question and see if you can guess it. Who is the man that became the first big league player ever to hit 2 grand slams? Well, to hit grand slams in both ends of a doubleheader. First guy ever to do that in big league history, hit grand slams in both ends of a twin bill. And he was one of your teammates.
Kirby Puckett?
No.
No.
1-2 on Mervis. Mervis has popped out and walked. Big left-handed batter takes outside. Now Jamison Tyone with a nice cushion to work with. Jamison gave up a run to the Marlins in the 3rd, a home run by Nick Fortes, but that's all. He's been very sharp.
Grand slams in both ends of the doubleheader.
I want to say he did it against Milwaukee If I gave you the year, I don't think that would give it away. 1999. Now the 2-2, swing on a tap foul. It happened on this date, May the 20th of 1999, this date in baseball history. Two and two on Mervis. Feet spread wide apart. Hits out of a bit of a crouch. And takes strike three call. Mervis was looking off speed. Tyone crossed him up with a fastball. Got him looking. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. Those are sponsored by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Two down, nobody on. Kyle Stowers steps in. And he takes outside for a ball.
Boy, I'm drawing a blank on that.
Left-handed batter.
Wasn't Scott Staholiak, was it?
No. No, this was a prominent ball player and was a big league manager after his career was over.
And a left-handed hitter, you said?
Yes, sir. Here comes the 2-0. Liner toward right, coming in Suzuki. Has to play it on a bounce. The ball bounces off his leg and comes back toward the infield where Horner retrieves it. It's a single for Stowers.
I was thinking it happened in 99 on my team. That is not the case.
No.
Robin Ventura.
Robin Ventura is correct.
Robin he had a bunch of grand slams. He really did. And then had one taken away from him because it was a game winner, and his teammate, the catcher, never did go to second base, turned around and went back and hugged him.
Yeah, that was a bizarre one. Wasn't that a postseason game?
Yeah. It's a game-winning grand slam and didn't get credit for it.
Yeah, never mind the hug. I just hit a granny.
Hug me at home plate. Hey, that's fine, yeah.
1-0 on Wagaman. And the pitch to Wagaman is in there for a called strike. I'm just surprised that it took until 1999 before any big leaguer ever had grand slams in both ends of a doubleheader.
Especially with the guys that have hit so many home runs, Ruth and Aaron and Mays and Killebrew, right? I mean, you start
Mike
thinking
Schmidt.
of, yeah.
The great Joe DiMaggio is in the baseball history notes on this date, 1948. Here's a swing and a foul at the plate. He had 4 extra base hits for the 4th time in his career. And he also hit for the cycle on this day in a game against the White Sox. He had 2 homers, a triple, a double, and a single, and drove in 6. And it's got the word Benny's down here. Oh, yeah. Benny's player of the game.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
He didn't have to drop down sobbing, that's for sure.
Here's a check swing rolling to first, and it goes fair. The batter, Wagaman, thought it was going to go foul, and to his dismay, the ball snuck into fair territory at the last second. 3 unassisted, inning over. We go to the 7th. It's the Cubs 9 and the Marlins 1 on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Cub fans, Craig Counsell here. Pat and Ron call every game on the Chicago Cubs radio network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Kelly's Market introduces Kelly's Delivery and Curbside Pickup. Now you can shop from home at kellysmarket.com. Our Kelly's Delivery team is ready to deliver the essentials right to your front door. Try Witch's new breakfast menu with a fresh coffee from Pachugo and enjoy all your favorite convenience items from Kelly's Market without leaving the comfort of your home. Out and about? Visit kellysmarket.com. Choose pickup and we'll bring your order right to your car. It all starts at kellysmarket.com or vroomdelivery.com/Kellys.
I'm Emma Greed, and I'm the host of the Aspire podcast, a show where I talk to the world's most brilliant minds about building the life of your dreams. Listen to and follow Aspire with Emma Greed, an Odyssey podcast, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
If you missed any of the Mully and Haw Show, no worries. Just go to the Mully and Haw Show podcast feed on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts and get caught up on all the great Chicago sports talk from Mully and Haw on The Score.
The seventh inning is sponsored by the new Volvo XC90, designed for life. Pat?
Cubs trying to get to 9 games above 500 again. They lead 9-1 as the seventh inning gets underway. Dansby Swanson will take a strike from the new left-handed pitcher for Miami. And the next pitch hit into center field, a base hit. Swanson collecting his second hit of the night. Cubs enjoying a 9-1 lead. And there is a new man on the mound for Miami, Gibson. Cade Gibson is the new man on the mound. Fastball inside to Pete Crow Armstrong.
Pete with a nice base hit to left in his last at bat. Part of that 8-run sixth inning.
The next offering grounded to third. The throw goes to second. They get one over to first, not in time. Derek Hill is the new left fielder. Well, let me correct that. He's now in center field. Stowers has left the game, so Hill in center. Crow Armstrong bounced into a fielder's choice. He's at first. And the batter is Nico Horner. Nico drove in a pair with a single back in the big 8-run rally in the sixth. Cubs began the night with a 1-game lead over St. Louis. Cardinals have been red hot as Horner will take a strike. It really is amazing how many unusual and unexpected things happen in the course of a baseball season. It's always been that way, Ron.
Yeah, you just can't predict our game. You just never know how things are going to go, who's going to take off, what players are going to all of a sudden figure it out as young guys and do real well.
Here's a swing and a miss by Horner.
All things you didn't predict at the beginning of the year can all happen. Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Horner will lay off a high fastball. Hardest working player of the game. How about Jamison Tyone?
Yeah, there you go.
6 solid innings. He worked through the 6th. I don't see anybody warming up right now. So he might come out there for the bottom of the 7th. The 2-2. Horner swings and misses, strike 3. 2 outs in the inning. Cubs lead 9-1. And here comes Justin Turner.
I would think Craig Counsell, with the way the bullpen's situated right now, and it's a little on the thin side, you'd want to get your starter to throw as much as he possibly could. You get as much out of him as you can.
Turner had a sacrifice fly his last time up. He swings and fouls it away.
Tyone's only at 76 pitches in the game, so he's for sure got another inning left in him.
Hardest working player of the game, brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. Here's the 0-1. Fastball is inside.
Were you Bosching there?
And kind of personal, aren't you?
Oh, we've been friends a long time now.
A ball and a strike. I almost said a Bosch and a strike. A ball and a strike on Justin Turner, he lashes one down the right field line. There's a base hit. Stopping at second on the play, Crow Armstrong. Justin has always been a guy to spray the ball around.
Yeah, that's for sure, and with power. And this is the line drive bullet to right. Little inside out swing with the big leg kick. Gets the foot down early and then laces one to right.
Matt Shaw having a good night. A single and a double. Drove in a run, scored a run. He hits one in the air down the line and left foul and back out of play. 2 outs, 2 on. Cubs leading 9-1. 7th inning. Sponsored by the new Volvo XC90. XC90 designed for life. And the 0-1. Turner looks at a ball low and inside. I should say Shaw takes the ball low and inside. Turner at first. Crow Armstrong at second. Day game tomorrow. Early game. When you're at work and you take your lunch break, we'll be on the air with baseball at 12:40 tomorrow afternoon. Bounce to short, a charging Sanoha running through to first in time to end the inning. Cubs don't score. It's on to the bottom of the 7th inning. Cubs 9, Marlins 1 on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Spiegel and Holmes on your ride home, afternoons 2 to 6 on the score.
Crashes can happen to even the safest of drivers. Sometimes this is because of situations out of the driver's control. That's where driver assistance technologies can help reduce the human factors involved in crashes. Features like blind spot intervention, lane keeping assistance, rear automatic braking, and automatic high beams all have the potential to save lives. And one of those lives could be yours. Learn more about driver assistance technologies at nhtsa.gov/driver tech. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation's National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
I'm Rhett. And I'm Link. And we're the hosts of the podcast Ear Biscuits. We're just two lifelong friends who've been talking about life for a long time.
From being dads to businessmen to all the random things we experience, nothing is off limits.
And now we're talking to you. We're answering your questions, giving advice that you may or may not want to take, and listening to your hilarious stories.
So leave us a voicemail to be part of the show at
1-888-EARPOD-1 on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you missed any of the Spiegel and Holmes show, no worries. Just go to the Spiegel and Holmes show podcast feed on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts and get caught up on all the great Chicago sports talk from Spiegel and Holmes on the Score.
Hey, Cubs fans, join the 2026 Cubs season ticket holder waiting list today to claim your spot in the lineup for season tickets. It's easy and free to register at Cubs.com/season tickets. Pat?
Jamison Tyone fires a pitch outside to Ronnie Simon. Simon twice has grounded out in this game. Tyone gave up a third inning home run to Nick Fortes, and that's pretty much it. He's allowed 3 other hits, cruising now, leading by 8 runs. Cubs scored 8 in inning number 6. Breaking ball low and inside for a ball. Watching some video of Craig Counsell when he played for these Marlins. And we had quite a discussion yesterday in his meeting before the series began. Craig, as a rookie ball player, 1997, in Game 7 of the World Series, not in this park, it was in the old Joe Robbie Stadium, the football park. Yeah. He had a game-tying sac fly in the bottom of the 9th inning, if you can imagine the drama there. Game 7 of the World Series. Yeah. Pinch hitting if I'm not mistaken, against Jose Mesa.
Yeah, it was against Mesa. Yeah,
A very good closer at that time, Ron.
Yeah, one of the best in the league, actually. Yeah.
And it was a deep drive to right, caught on the warning track by Manny Ramirez. I mean, a fraction of an inch on the bat hitting the ball.
Yeah.
Might have been a game-winning home run.
Absolutely. Yeah.
As a rookie in Game 7 of the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
But it tied the game and sent it into extra innings. Here's a swing and a miss by Graham Pauley. And Counsell got on base in extra innings and scored the winning run in Game 7 on a base hit by Edgar Renteria.
Yeah, a little line drive up the middle, base hit. Game winner.
Here's the 1-2. Pop fly, shallow center. Crow Armstrong coming in, calling, and he'll squeeze for out number 1. But what a great thrill for a rookie ball player to drive in the tying run in the 9th inning and score the winning run in extra innings of Game 7. Ron.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It is.
And that's for anybody. That doesn't mean just rookie. So many players never get a chance, that played a long time to get into a World Series.
Fly ball to left down the line, long run. Ian Happ gets there, makes the catch. And that's out number 2. 9-1 Cubs lead. We're in the bottom of inning number 7. Holding it first on the play.
Catch of the game, that's sponsored by Catch Des Moines. Discover Weekend Getaway in Des Moines, where the S's are silent. Find all the fun at CatchDesMoines.com.
Simon, the runner at first, taking a short lead, being held on by Justin Turner. First pitch strike to Javier Sanoa. 9-1 Cubs, bottom of inning number 7. And the next pitch, fly ball, shallow center, should be a can of corn for Pete Crow Armstrong. He's got it. Tyone rolling along, 7 strong innings for Jamison. And we go to inning number 8. Cubs 9, Miami 1. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Pete Crow Armstrong. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
This spring at Ross, savings are in the air. Yes! And on the latest fashion. Yes! Even on outdoor decor and pet clothes and toys, too. Save 20 to 60% off other retailers' prices at Ross.
Dominate your fantasy baseball league with Fantasy Baseball Today, part of the CBS Sports Podcast Network. Join Scott White, Chris Towers, and me, Frank Stanfill, every weekday as we recap every player from every game. We'll get you the latest news, waiver wire ads and drops, trades to make, prospect promotions, and everything else you need to take down your league. Follow and listen to Fantasy Baseball Today on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
The summer starts here at Toyota. From sun-soaked adventure to weekend getaways, our versatile lineup is ready to ride. Visit your local Toyota dealer and save big. Toyota, let's go places.
9-1 Cubs, top of the 8th inning. This 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids, 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K. To donate your car today. And a tough play of the game, that's sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough. So far, so good with that big 6th inning, 8-run 6, Patrick.
That's the one that broke it open, Ron. Cubs lead 9-1. Ian Happ leading off this 8th inning against the left-hander Gibson. Cade Gibson delivers. It's in the dirt. That one took a bite out of the catcher, Fortes.
Fortes, he's going to need one big ice bucket tonight. Let's take the old ice bath. He blasted in the leg. He's got the foul ball off the wrist. And I bet you this one got him in that same wrist. Oh, no, this got the shoulder. No, that's just, yeah, see, you can't even use ice bags tonight. There's too many spots. So just take the ice tub, just submerge into it.
You sound like you've been there.
Been there, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. When things start hurting all over, just go in the ice tub. Yeah.
Happ lines one off the body of the pitcher, and Gibson picks it up and throws it to first in time. And the catcher, Fortes, says at least somebody else took a beating for a minute.
Yeah, you're with me.
Gibson seems to be okay.
That one hit Gibson in the backside. I mean, the back hamstring.
That's a nice way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
1 out, Suzuki the batter, and he'll take a strike. 8th inning, Cubs lead 9-1. Cubs looking for their 29th win against 20 losses. Next offering is down low. They will take a season series lead of 3 wins to 2 if they can hold on to this sizable advantage. Suzuki hits a fly ball into right center, shallow and playable for Sanchez or Hill. It's going to be Hill to make the catch, and that's out number 2. 2 gone. Here comes Kyle Tucker.
Pretty good pitch, little off-speed pitch that Suzuki just kind of ran out of bat.
Thanks to Zach for looking up something wrong. We were wondering, we were talking about Robin Ventura on this date in 99. He became the first big leaguer ever to hit grand slams in both ends of a doubleheader. He also hit 2 grand slams in a single game against Texas.
Yeah.
Zach, I'm reading. Is this 1995? Is that a 5 that I see here?
1995, yes.
So 2 grannies in 1 9-inning game, Ron. That's big time.
Yeah, that'll make for a good box score at the end of the night.
Oh, man. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to the left-handed batting Tucker. And he'll take low and outside.
The box score looked like this, 5-3-3-8 for Ventura.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, the 8 on the backside, that's the bonus. Woohoo!
Snowman under the RBI.
Yes, sir. Snowman on your golf card, not very good. Snowman in the box score for a baseball game as a hitter, very good. Yeah. Robin, great teammate. We platooned him and I. We were the old guys on the team in New York for the Yankees in 2002. Great teammate, great guy.
He could pick it at third.
Yeah, he could. He's a good player. Fun player to play with. You'd really like them. I don't know if you got to know Robin very well, but
I've met him. Very nice.
Yeah, very nice guy. Just solid player. Really good player.
2-1 on Tucker. Lefty to lefty. 8th inning. Cubs enjoying a 9-1 lead. Swinging a foul back by Kyle. (1962). The Cubs had a rookie second baseman by the name of Ken Hubbs. Tragically, he was killed in a plane accident when he was about 23 years old or so. He and Ron Santo were roommates and very close friends, and Ron was just devastated when he died. But when the Cubs played the Phillies on this date in a doubleheader in '62, listen to the doubleheader Ken Hubbs had. It was at Philadelphia, 3 for 3 in the opener, 5 for 5 in the nightcap, all singles, and the Cubs swept in back of Cal Kuntz and Bob Buell.
Wow. 8 for 8.
Swing a foul back.
He's just getting killed. He's been hit 3 times this inning in the left arm. I mean, his left arm.
He's walking around.
Oh, my
he
gosh.
Just
I'm telling you.
in agony.
All in this left forearm area. I mean, he's taken 3 shots, 2 just now. I mean, he's just. If I were the other catcher and he just put his gear on and walked out there, this guy, he'd walk right off the field. He'd just be happy to be done. Yeah. Uncle.
Manager McCullough is out to see about him.
Fortes is just, they're
Clayton McCullough, the manager of the Miami Marlins these days.
Advil and Tylenol tonight aren't going to get it done. I can promise you that.
McCullough wasn't out there for very long.
No. It's not much you can do.
Tucker takes inside. The trainer was out there, and the manager, McCullough, walks out. You okay? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, see ya.
Yeah. I got 5 welts on my left forearm. I don't know what you can do about it, Skip.
9-1 Cubs lead.
We're down 9-1, and my left arm looks like a road map from bump to bump.
Carson Kelly has 2 hits in the game. A base on balls drawn a moment ago by Kyle Tucker, so he's on base for the 4th time. Walks by Cubs batters. Those are things that make batters very happy. And they're also sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Remember, a walk is free, a DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over. Chopper foul at the plate. Still waiting for the attendance figure to be announced here in Miami at Lone Depot Park. Some of the fans, I would have to think, have headed for the exits.
Still a good crowd behind the Cubs dugout with all the Cub fans.
Sure. Now the 1-1. That's going to be a strike. 1-2 on Carson Kelly. Now the left-hander ready again. And the 1-2 pitch is on the way to Kelly. It's lined toward right, caught by the second baseman, Simon. And that ends the inning. Cubs don't score, leave 1, middle of inning number 8. Cubs 9, Marlins 1 on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs fans, Ian Happ here. Pat and Ron call every game on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
I'm Kiana, and I leveled up my business with Shopify. Once I figured out that Shopify was a thing, I never turned back. I can create a site with my eyes closed. Shopify thinks ahead of us, and it thinks about the customer more than anything. Every day I'm thinking about some other new business, but Shopify is doing it to me because it's so easy to use. It's like I can't stop. I'm addicted.
Start your free trial at Shopify.com.
Hey there, I'm Kendra Adachi, and my show, The Lazy Genius Podcast, helps you be a genius about the things that matter and lazy about the things that don't. And you get to decide what matters. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to give you a new way to see. Episodes of the Lazy Genius Podcast are full of compassionate time management tips and permission slips to do what makes sense for you. New episodes drop every Monday. Follow and listen to the Lazy Genius Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
What happens when 2 score shows meet? You get a Score Classic, Score Transition. First at 10 a.m., Mully and Haw meet Rahimi and Harris. Then at 2, Rahimi and Harris meet Spiegel and Holmes.
Wait. You can't defend tanking? No.
The number 1 overall pick isn't the only pick, though.
Yeah, number 1, number 2,
number 3. In this draft it is.
No,
in
it's
this
not.
draft it is.
No, it's the opposite,
in this draft it is.
So you're saying Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper,
No, I'm saying
they're trash. They can't be good players. They can't be all-stars.
I'm saying that most of the arguments for tanking were for teams that were committed to chance at Cooper Flag.
Probably the last 20 years.
Ask people in Utah and Washington, D.C. how they feel this morning about sacrificing their season for a chance to pick 5th and 6th.
They're probably fine with it because they still have other picks. They're going to grab guys who can either help them or that they can trade to help them get better players. That is the point. That it is sports. It's literally the NBA.
It's the magic of Score Transition. Weekdays at 10 and 2 on Sports Radio 670 The Score. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Time for the out-of-town scoreboard, sponsored by Citgo. Club Citgo can save you money every day. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. Bottom 8 in Pittsburgh. The Pirates lead the Reds 1-0. Brian Reynolds, an RBI single. Rafael Devers goes deep, his 10th home run. Red Sox lead the Mets 2-0. Top of the 7th at Fenway. The Nationals on top of the Braves. 5-3, top of the 8th inning. Dylan Cruz goes deep for the Nats. Astros lead the Rays 2-0. Top of the 6th inning in Tampa. Isaac Paredes, the former Cub, with his 8th home run, a solo shot.
Jesus Sanchez will swing away and foul it away. A new man on the mound for the Cubs now. Chris Flexen in relief of Jamison Tyone. Strong outing for Jamison.
Boy, and did they need it, too. They really needed a good outing from J-Mo and from the offense, and they got both.
Bounce toward first slowly. Turner gloves it. Underhand feed to the pitcher. That's out number 1. Flexen covered the bag. Score that one. 3-1. First out in the inning. Sponsored by Xfinity, where the Wi-Fi is booming.
Excellent pitch. Little chopper, little slow, soft chopper to Turner.
Augustine Ramirez bounces one to short. That's a routine play for Swanson. Over to first for out number 2. 2 gone, 8th inning, moving right along. Cubs leading comfortably, 9-1.
How about Cubs pitching changes? Sponsored by James Hardy Building Products. Siding with the Cubs.
It's time to see who did the winning in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game.
There you go.
It looks like our excellent engineer, Santiago Rodriguez, is the winner. As he guessed 9,500. The actual figure, 9,567. Pretty impressive guess there.
Kind of suspicious, actually.
I would say so also. Like he had some inside information.
Yeah.
Swinging a line drive, base hit into right. I did see him huddling with Zach earlier, and they were speaking very secretly.
Yeah.
I wonder what that was all about.
I do not know.
I can tell you this reporter didn't win. So it didn't help me.
You sound a little bitter about it.
That's for sure. Quality starts by Cubs pitcher, sponsored by Benjamin Moore. Start your next project with quality paints from Benjamin Moore, official paint of the Chicago Cubs.
Derek Hill swings away and fouls it away. 2 down, a man at first. Hill batting for the first time in the game. Came in defensively back an inning or so ago. The big inning for the Cubs, the top of the 6th inning. It has not been competitive since then. The Cubs broke open a 1-1 tie by scoring 8 times in the 6th inning. And that was the big inning of the game by far. In case you missed it, Dansby Swanson drove in a run with a single to snap the 1-1 tie. Then the hits just came in a barrage. Pete Crow Armstrong single to drive in 1. Nico Horner drove in 2 with a single. Justin Turner had a sac fly to drive in 1. Matt Shaw added a run-scoring double. And Seiya Suzuki put a cap on the rally with a long 2-run home run. It all happened in the 6th inning. Now Flexen working on Hill. Line drive caught at first by Turner, reaching up backhanded. Wasn't sure he had it, looked in the glove and said, yep, there it is. That ends the inning. No runs from Miami. We go to the 9th inning. Cubs 9, Marlins 1 on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for every pitch of Cubs baseball. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Hey there, I'm Kendra Adachi, and my show, The Lazy Genius Podcast, helps you be a genius about the things that matter and lazy about the things that don't. And you get to decide what matters. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to give you a new way to see. Episodes of the Lazy Genius Podcast are full of compassionate time management tips and permission slips to do what makes sense for you. New episodes drop every Monday. Follow and listen to the Lazy Genius Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Stream every out-of-market game live or on demand, plus stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire season. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Pat?
Vidal Brujan leading off for the Cubs. Pulls one foul down the left field line, out of play. Sanoa doing the pitching now. Norby at third. The shortstop is Simon, and Hawley at second. Brujan swings and misses. Again, Sanoa has been playing shortstop the entire game. He's pitching here in the ninth inning. Javier Sanoa. Cubs enjoying a 9-1 lead. And here comes the 0-2 pitch, low and outside for a ball. Day game tomorrow. We'll have it for you beginning at 12:40 Central Time. Fly ball to center, well hit, but very playable. And that's going to be out number one. Hill made the catch back near the track. Let's pause 10 seconds right here for station ID. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talk Cubs with us on Spiegel and Holmes, 2 to 6 afternoons on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
With Ron Coomer, Pat Hughes in Miami, Zach Zaidman working alongside, Santiago Rodriguez, our engineer at the controls, Pete Crow Armstrong, 1 for 4 in the game as he swings away and fouls it away. Let's see if he can get his second hit here. Yes, he can. A solid line drive base hit to right. 2 for 5 is so much better than 1 for 4.
Yeah, I would agree.
Ron, it's time for you to name the Toast of the Game ball player, presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. Benny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. Who do you like tonight?
Well, I think it's Jameson Taillon. He's sprinkled in 7 innings of work, which was outstanding. The Cubs needed it desperately. Sprinkled only 4 hits, gave up 1 run. So Jameson Taillon will be our Toast of the Game ball player. When Cubs really needed a good outing from him, he came and delivered big time today.
As you say that, Ron, I remember a conversation we had yesterday or the day before. It was soon. Line drive to center. It's going to be a base hit for John Birdie. Birdie gets into the hit parade with a single. But when you're a little bit down, as the Cubs were after last night's heartbreaking loss, you need your veterans. You need your team leaders to step up that next game and say, it's not going to turn into a long losing streak. That's one tough loss. It's over. We're going to turn this thing around.
Yeah, time to move on right away. And Cubs did that in a big way today. Home run in the first, and then a big breakout inning, an 8-run sixth.
Turner loops one into shallow left. That's going to be a base hit, and it'll load the bags. Turner took almost a half swing. He's got a big smile on his face at first. His teammates will razz him because it looked like he was fooled on the pitch from a position player. Right? Here's Matt Shaw batting. Cubs with 18 hits in the game. That's getting close, I would think, to a season-high number of hits. Zach has those kinds of figures memorized. Here's a pop-up, shallow right, foul territory. Mervis over, making the catch. And that's going to be out number 2. Shaw fouls out.
Stolen bases by Cubs. Cubs players are powered by Turo Tire, Chicago's hometown tire. Find a dealer at aturo.com.
Here's Ian Happ. He needs a hit. 0 for 5. Ian will bat right-handed against the right-hander. Let's see if Happ can get himself a knock. He lines one to right. That's a base hit. Happ has joined the hit column. It drives in a run. Opposite field single. Cubs lead 10-1.
A little line drive base hit off the sidearm delivery. And Happer gets him a knock.
Seiya Suzuki, he has the Cubs home run in the game. Tucker also had a home run.
Mm-hmm.
Seiya had the 2-run homer that ended that 8-run rally in inning number 6. Here's a base hit to left. This is going to drive in 2 more runs. Ian Happ will go to third on a double by Suzuki. 2 more runs scored, and the Cubs lead now 12-1. A 4 RBI night for Seiya Suzuki. That never goes out of style.
No.
It also puts him in the big league lead in RBIs, I believe, with 43. Would that be the case, Zach?
Yeah, I think that's correct, yes.
Here's a pitch now to the next Cubs batter, Michael Bush. He fouls it away.
Yep, Seiya is now the major league leader. You guys are right. Wilmer Flores has 42. Aaron Judge with 41.
Very good, Zach. Thank you. A 12-1 lead. The hitting disparity is almost comical. The Cubs out hitting Miami 20-5. You don't see that 20 under the hit column very often. Not in the big leagues. Off-speed pitch inside. Of course, every pitch is an off-speed pitch at this point. The next offering swung on, hit high in the air to right, in the corner, ranging over is Sanchez. Does he have a play? No, apparently that ball is out of play. Foul. Ron and I have no chance of seeing a play in the exact corner in right field here in this park. It would be impossible.
Mm-hmm.
We're blocked out by the sidewall. Sanchez just vanished.
Yeah. And I didn't see CB Buckner really do anything either.
Mm-mm.
He kind of vanished, even though he's standing right in front of us.
Yeah. 12-1, the Cubs lead. We're in the 9th inning. Here's a deep drive to right center. This is going to be over the head of the right fielder, Sanchez. It jumps over the wall for a 2-run double, a ground rule double for Michael Bush. And now it is a 14-1 lead.
Yeah, this is one of those innings now where you just want to get the inning over with and get the game over with and just be done. Cubs up 14-1.
I don't really know what can be done, Ron, to eliminate this practice of using a pitcher in a blowout game.
Yeah.
But the problem I have with it, it becomes less than big league baseball.
By a lot. Yeah, this is what you play in the park.
Fly ball to right. It's going to be caught by Sanchez. And a mock cheer goes up from the stands. The Cubs score 5. They lead 14-1 as we go to the bottom of the ninth inning on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer bring you all the action on the Chicago Cubs radio network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
So you have a podcast and you really want to make money with it? Then you need the Odyssey Creator Lab. Check this out. We'll host your podcast for free. You just do your show. We'll use the power of Odyssey's massive expert sales team to place ads in your show and make you money. Does it get any easier than that? Nope. You stay in control of your show and we help you bring in the money. Sounds like a dream partnership. Apply now at creators.odyssey.com and start earning more from your content today.
If you missed any of the Mully and Haw Show, no worries. Just go to the Mully and Haw Show podcast feed on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts and get caught up on all the great Chicago sports talk from Mully and Haw on The Score.
Just one bite of the deliciously comforting flavor of easy cooking Eckrich smoked sausage is enough to take you all the way home. It takes you back to Grandma's famous sausage casserole made in her favorite pan. Its naturally hardwood smoked taste sends you away to those summer days with Dad at the grill. Take a bite and see for yourself that home isn't just a place, it's a taste, and we think you'll like it here. Eckrich.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Pat?
Okay, Zach, thank you. Please stay tuned for Zach's postgame show following the ball game, as Chris Flexen will fire a strike to Eric Wagaman. Cubs on top 14-1. Let's see if Flexen can work a 1-2-3 bottom of the ninth and put an end to this ball game. There is a strike. John Birdie stays in the game defensively at second base. Vidal Brujan is playing short. So Nico Horner and Dansby Swanson get the last half inning off. Down low, 2 balls and a strike on the right-handed batting Wagaman. Cubs are going to have a chance to win this series tomorrow. The 2-1, line foul, right side out of play. Cade Horton against Max Meyer. Battle of right-handers. Sounded like somebody made a sigh of relief. There's a liner into shallow left, a base hit.
I think Santiago's done with us.
Santiago let that win in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game go to his head, it sounds like.
I'm telling you.
What exactly was that sound?
I don't know.
Ronnie Simon, the batter. Simon likes to keep things simple as he takes a strike. Short lead at first by Wagaman. Simon will take high for a ball. It's 2-0. Please stay tuned for Zach's postgame show. He'll have scores from all over the big leagues and have some highlights of this one. And he might even play that sound effect that we had about 40 seconds ago. The 2-1 is swung on and missed. 2-2 on Ronnie Simon. Now the right-hander Flexen fires again. Grounded to short. Scooped up by Bruhan. Throw to second for one. Over to first. Double play. Bruhan, Birdie, and Turner collaborating on a 6-4-3 double play. Nicely done. Quickly 2 down in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Very nice turn. Those two guys just get into the ball game, and of course they got to make a tough play, but they do it and turn the pair.
Double play is turned by the Cubs, sponsored by Nissan. Experience the thrill at nissanusa.com. Graham Pauley, the batter, fouls it away. He represents Miami's final chance in this game. Pauley without a hit, nothing for 3. Two down, nobody on. Cubs leading comfortably. Ground ball, one hopper to Birdie. Throw to first. Cubs win by a score of 14-1. They even up the series. They bounce back from their most agonizing loss of the year last night. And this series is now even at a victory apiece, and the Cubs can win the series with a win tomorrow afternoon. So the final, Cubs 14, Miami 1, and we'll be back with the totals in a moment on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
History That Doesn't Suck is a legit, seriously researched, hard-hitting history podcast told through entertaining stories. Listen to History That Doesn't Suck on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Rahimi and Harris, middays 10 a.m. to 2 on The Score.
Seth Wickersham, the author of this book, who got the quotes from Carl Williams, Caleb's dad.
Help us understand exactly what Carl's mindset was and why he wanted his son to avoid playing for the Chicago Bears.
A lot of the success for quarterbacks depends on your employer. He wanted his son to have the best chance of success. He tried to find any loophole he could. He consulted with lawyers, people like Marvin Demoff, Archie Manning, who helped do a little bit of that with Eli Manning back in the day. They considered whether to sign with the United Football League. Ryan Poles, the GM of the Bears, told Caleb, we're drafting you no matter what. And so really his only option was to try to do what Jack and John Elway did in 1983, and that's, go after a city and make the situation untenable. At the end of the day, Caleb didn't want to, and then he told me, I can do it here. I want to be a Bear.
Rahimi and Harris, middays 10 a.m. to 2 on Chicago Sports Radio 670 The Score. And live on the free Odyssey app.
First name for Fauché. Cubs win by a score of 14-1. Here are the game totals for the victorious Chicago Cubs. 14 runs on 21 hits and 10 men left on. For Miami, 1 run on 6 hits and no errors. The winning pitcher, Jamison Tyone, he improves to 3-3. And the losing pitcher, Calvin Fauché, and we'll get his win-loss record here momentarily.
2-2, Pat.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. 2-2 for Fauché. So let's see. I think that about does it for the game totals. Ron, some final thoughts after this Cubs easy 14-1 win.
I just think this was a game that the Cubs needed, a big start out of Jamison Tyone. They got it. 7 innings. He threw outstanding baseball, gave up 1 run in 7 innings. And then, we talked about the offense, making this a game where you didn't, the bullpen wasn't going to get overly taxed and you needed a good win. And the offense did their job also. So exactly what Craig Counsell wanted is exactly what he got tonight. And I got a chance once again to win another series on the road.
Let's get a little rest, and I'll see you tomorrow morning for the afternoon game.
We'll see you in the morning, partner.
Game 3 in the series, final game of the year between the two clubs, starts at 12:40 Central Time, and it will be, let me correct that, it starts at 12:10 Central Time. So 10 minutes after noon, the first pitch coming your way tomorrow. Cade Horton pitching for the Cubs, and Max Meyer, a right-hander, starting for Miami. So that's 12:10 tomorrow for the series finale. Our thanks to our engineer, Santiago Rodriguez, for a job well done. And a huge thank you, as always, to Zach Zaidman for all of his excellent work. And please stay tuned, because Zach is preparing a post-game show for you right at this moment. For former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, Pat Hughes saying thank you for listening and goodbye from South Florida and Lone Depot Park. Again, the final, the Chicago Cubs 14 and the Miami Marlins 1. This has been a presentation of The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago Cubs baseball on WSCR 670 The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network has been presented to you in part by Benny's Beverage Depot, Nissan, Benjamin Moore, Hefty Trash Bags, Arturo Tire, James Hardy Building Products, Volvo, Roofers and Waterproofers Joint Apprenticeship Program, Joel Got Wine, Sloan, Xfinity, It's Not a Game, Illinois.com, your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, and Yingling, the oldest brewery in America.
Cub fans, Nico Horner here. Pat and Ron call every game on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
I'm Emma Greed, and I'm the host of the Aspire podcast, a show where I talk to the world's most brilliant minds about building the life of your dreams. Listen to and follow Aspire with Emma Greed, an Odyssey podcast, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
What happens when two Score shows meet? You get a Score Classic, Score Transition. First at 10 a.m., Mully and Haw meet Rahimi and Harris. Then at 2, Rahimi and Harris meet Spiegel and Holmes.
Wait. You can't defend tanking?
The number 1 overall pick isn't the only pick, though.
Yeah, number 1, number 2, number 3.
It is.
No,
in
it's
this
not.
draft it is.
No, it's the opposite,
in this draft it is.
So you're saying Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper,
No,
they're trash. They can't be good players. They can't be all-stars.
I'm saying that most of the arguments for tanking were for for teams that were committed to chance at Cooper Flat.
Probably the last 20 years.
Ask people in Utah and Washington, D.C. how they feel this morning about sacrificing their season for a chance to pick 5th and 6th.
They're probably fine with it because they still have other picks. They're going to grab guys who can either help them or that they can trade to help them get better players. That is the point. That it is sports. It's literally the NBA.
It's the magic of score transition. Weekdays at 10 and 2 on Sports Radio 670 The Score. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Now it's time for the Verizon Cubs radio postgame show on 670 The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network. Sponsored in part by Cars for Kids, the Village of New Lenox, Plumbers 911, and by TimberTech Decking and Railing. And now your host, Zach Zaidman.
Cubs bounce back from last night's walk-off loss with a laugher at Lone Depot Park. A big bounce back as the Cubs crush the Marlins 14-1 here in Miami. Hi, everyone. Zach Zaidman with you. This is the Verizon Cubs radio postgame show. Verizon, the most reliable 5G in Chicago. The Cubs now 29-20. Thanks in large part to some big-time offense tonight. Seiya Suzuki paced the offensive attack with 3 hits and 4 RBIs, including a home run. Kyle Tucker had 3 hits, and he left the yard. Justin Turner had 3 hits and drove in a run tonight. This was a ball game that took 2 hours and 31 minutes. The official game time presented by Huntington, home of early pay. More at huntington.com/yourmoney. The Cubs with 14 runs on 21 hits, no errors. Miami 1 run, 6 hits, no errors. Jamison Tyone with a whale of a start. The Cubs pitching recap sponsored by Benjamin Moore. Throw a no-hitter with your next painting project. Visit benjaminmoore.com for a location near you. Tyone with his second straight quality start. He went 7 innings tonight, giving up just 1 run on 4 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Tyone gets the win, now 3-3 with a 4.13 ERA. Who's on a Roll is sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino. Get ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com. How about Dansby Swanson? 2 more hits tonight, drove in a run. Swanson now has a career-high 20-game on-base streak. A reminder, the Cubs strongly encourage the use of all public transportation, especially CTA buses and trains when traveling to Wrigley Field. For all games, the Cubs offer a free bike valet service located by the Addison Red Line station. For details, visit cubs.com/transportation. When we come back, the exciting highlights from the Cubs' 14-1 drubbing of the Marlins in Miami. Next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Join us for some Cubs talk every morning. Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on The Score.
College holds a mythic place in American culture. On the new Campus Files podcast, we uncover the scandals you won't hear on the campus tours. Find Campus Files on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Invesco QQQ is the proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs and of accessing the future of innovation. Curious what that means? Well, since March 1999, Invesco QQQ has given investors a way to tap into the NASDAQ 100 in a single ETF. We're talking world-changing breakthroughs that we can't live without today. Gene therapy, telemedicine, AI, EVs, and more. Still curious? Tomorrow's innovation awaits. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco QQQ.
There are risks when investing in ETFs, including possible loss of money. ETFs risks are similar to those of stocks. Investments in the tech sector are subject to greater risk and more volatility than more diversified investments. The NASDAQ 100 index comprises the 100 largest non-financial companies on the NASDAQ. You can't invest directly into an index. Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Visit Invesco.com for a prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully before investing. Invesco is not affiliated with the Chicago Cubs. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
When you buy a new house, you might say,
"Shut the front door."
winning.
No, seriously, shut the front door. We own this house now.
But you actually need to say,
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
that's right. The local State Farm agent is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
Welcome to my crib. No one says that anymore, but I don't care.
So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Cubs Authentics is the premier outlet for all MLB authenticated Cubs memorabilia, including game-used items with net proceeds benefiting Cubs charities. To purchase, visit Cubs.com/authentics. This is the Verizon Cubs radio postgame show. Verizon, the most reliable 5G in Chicago. All right, it's time for the highlights, sponsored by Serta Pro Painters. The choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose Serta Pro Painters. Cubs looking to bounce back from that walk-off loss last night here in Miami. Game 2 against the Marlins. Roof closed, 72 degrees indoors. Ian Happ back in the lineup after recovering from an oblique injury. He'd strike out to lead off the game, but later in the top of the first, the Cubs strike first.
No score, just underway. Top of the first, 2 down, bases empty, the 3-1. And Tucker drives one in the air, deep right field. This ball's got a chance. Gone. Kyle Tucker hammering one over the right center field fence, and the Cubs lead 1-0.
A 393-foot rocket to right center. Tucker's 11th of the year. 1-0 Cubs after 1. Bottom 3. The Marlins strike back.
One away, bottom of the third. Cubs on top, 1-0. Here's a deep drive to left. That's trouble. Back goes Happ to the wall. That's gone. Nick Fortes, a home run to left, and the game is tied 1-1.
Now 399-foot laser to left for Fortes. 1-1 after 3. Top of the 6th, though. The Cubs load the bases with no one out for Dansby Swanson.
Delivers to Dansby. A swing and a line drive, shallow left center field. That's a base hit. 1 run is in. Everyone moves up 90. Cubs lead 2-1. A humpback line drive single into center by Dansby Swanson. Drives in Seiya Suzuki. Cubs lead 2-1. Still have the bags loaded, Ron, with nobody out.
The great play of the game, sponsored by Great Clips. It's going to be great. Why am I calling it great? Because, quite frankly, the Cubs didn't need anything more after that, but they get a lot more. Swanson now with a career-high 20-game on-base streak. 2-1 Cubs, and they were far from done. Next up, PCA.
The pitch to Pete. Line drive, shallow left field. That's a base hit. Another run is in. The runners move up 1 base each. Pete Crow Armstrong delivers. Cubs lead 3-1.
RBI number 39 for Crow Armstrong. 3-1 Cubs, and there was more to come.
The 3-2. Ground ball right side, base hit. 1 run is in. Swanson getting the green light. The throw coming home. Dansby slides head first, safe at the plate. Listen to the Cub fans here at Lone Depot Park.
The insurance runs of the game, sponsored by FNIC, Trusted Insurance Advisors in Plano, proudly representing Auto Owners Insurance. So the Cubs go up 5-1 thanks to Nico's 2-run single. Then Justin Turner made it 6-1 with a sacrifice fly. The next batter, Matt Shaw.
There are a lot of hits and a lot of RBIs on the other side of the diamond if you go to the opposite field hitting.
Here's a drive into the opposite field corner off the bat of Shaw. It's a fair ball. Racing around third, Nico Horner. The relay throw to the plate. Nico slides safe at the plate. RBI double, Matt Shaw. Cubs have broken it wide open and lead 7-1.
Second hit of the game for Shaw, 7-1 Cubs, and then the exclamation point.
Yeah, and it's been a big inning in the middle of the lineup doing some damage.
The offense is cooking. Here's a deep drive to right center. It's got a chance. Gone. Seiya Suzuki with a 2-run homer. and the Cubs lead 9-1.
The drive of the game sponsored by McGrath Acura of Westmont. When you do the math, you'll choose McGrath. A 405-foot drive by Suzuki to center field. Home run number 12. An 8-run sixth inning for the Cubs. They go up 9-1. Meantime, Tyone with his second straight quality start. 7 innings, giving up just 1 run on 4 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. In the top of the 9th, Ian Happ made it 10-1 with an RBI single off infielder Javier Sanoa pitching for Miami in this blowout. Seiya Suzuki would then make it 12-1 with a 2-run double. Suzuki with a 4 RBI night. He leads the majors with 43 runs batted in. He would finish the night with 3 hits. Michael Busch followed with a 2-run double. You get the idea. Cubs put up a touchdown in Miami as they beat the Marlins 14-1 tonight. I mentioned Seiya, 3 hits, 4 RBIs. Kyle Tucker had 3 hits in that home run you heard earlier. And Justin Turner finished with 3 hits, and he drove in a run as the Cubs clearly bounced back from that ugly game last night to crush the Marlins 14-1 tonight. Take Cubs baseball with you wherever you go in the Chicagoland area with the Odyssey app. Download the app and search 670 The Score. When we come back, the great escape of the game. That's next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday afternoons with Spiegel and Holmes, 2 to 6 on The Score.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
I'm Tank Sinatra here with my co-host,
Investigator Slater.
We host the true crime podcast, Psychopedia.
Available on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
What happens when 2 Score shows meet? You get a Score Classic, Score Transition. First at 10 a.m., Mully and Haw meet Rahimi and Harris. Then at 2, Rahimi and Harris meet Spiegel and Holmes.
White Sox are on the edge of something. They've got some guys that are about to be the edge of something.
Yeah, something.
That was what we came up with.
Something happened.
Like they're turning the roster over into actual usage. Like I think people are going to be on, like the Mike Taughman. I'm not saying like excellent hitters, but actual like major league baseball players are going to be in hitting positions.
That was my answer, Spiegel.
Michael Taylor is a major league. He's a major league player,
not a hitter though.
No, and he's got his moments. But I know what you're saying. There always is that sort of inflection point in a rebuild. I like Tim Elko.
Spiegel doesn't like Elko.
No, I like Elko, but it's just like
reminds him too much of Felko.
They're gonna 866 call Elko.
It's the magic of Score Transition. Weekdays at 10 and 2 on Sports Radio 670 The Score. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu, is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
From the first pitch to extra innings, Sea Glass is your invitation to relax and recharge. As the official wine partner of the Chicago Cubs, Sea Glass brings the refreshing flavors of California's Central Coast to wherever you are, whether it's in the stands or on the couch. So pour yourself a glass and slide into your coastal state of mind. Look for Sea Glass in the wine aisle at your local retailer. Sea Glass, official wine partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Now Flexen working on Hill. Line drive caught at first by Turner, reaching up backhanded. Wasn't sure he had it, looked in the glove and said, yep, there it is. That ends the inning.
The Great Escape for the game, sponsored by The Great Escape. Escape your everyday. Shop The Great Escape. Quite a game for Justin Turner. had that nice defensive gem. Also finished with 3 hits and drove in a run today as the Cubs win big. A 14-1 blowout of Miami to even up this series at a game apiece against the Marlins here in South Florida. This is the Verizon Cubs radio postgame show. Verizon, the most reliable 5G in Chicago. There were many other contributors, including Seiya Suzuki, who had 3 hits and 4 RBIs, including a home run. Kyle Tucker broke out of his slump with 3 hits and drove in a run with a long home run in the first inning. It's been much needed. Tucker's been scuffling lately, started to hit the ball hard yesterday, even though he went 0 for 4. And today, productive with the home run, finished again with 3 hits and that home run, that 1 RBI that he had on the night. Meantime, Jameson Taillon with his second straight quality start, going 7 innings, giving up just 1 run on 4 hits as Taillon improves to 3-3. And the Cubs now have a record of 29-20. It is time for the injury report recap, sponsored by D&W Injury Lawyers. Don't hesitate. Call the 8s, 312-888-8888. Porter Hodge officially placed on the injured list prior to tonight's ball game with an oblique injury. The Cubs called up right-hander Ethan Roberts. Let's take a break. When we come back, the next game preview. That's next from Miami, where the Cubs win 14-1 on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs fans, Jameson Taillon here. Pat and Ron call every game on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know in making the most of your home, DIY doesn't just stand for do it yourself. It also means dream it yourself. And we're here to help protect the dreams you're building. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When it's time to scale your business, it's time for Shopify. Get everything you need to grow the way you want. Like, all the way. Stack more sales with the best converting checkout on the planet. Track your cha-chings from every channel, right in one spot. And turn real-time reporting into big-time opportunities. Take your business to a whole new level. Switch to Shopify. Start your free trial today.
Sometimes historic events suck. But what shouldn't suck is learning about history. I do that through storytelling. History That Doesn't Suck is a chart-topping history podcast created by me, Professor Greg Jackson. Listen to History That Doesn't Suck on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Buying a new car might make you say things like,
I can't believe it.
Seriously, it's ours? Is this real life?
Move it.
Yeah, it's real life, all right.
but what you really need to say is something that can protect your new ride.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Yep, we're here to help you choose the coverage you need. So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Between his backdoor curveball to the lefties and a good changeup, he can be very tough.
Swing and a miss. There was the change right there. Sanchez fooled to the point where he almost fell down to one knee at the end of his swing.
The Cubs Radio Network donates $20 to 1877 Cars for Kids because the Cubs threw 2 strikeouts today. That's Cars with a K. To donate your car today, we're donating. You should too. Jameson Taillon Another quality start, 7 innings, giving up just 1 run on 4 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, as the Cubs win big, 14-1 over the Marlins here in Miami to even this series up at a game apiece. This is the Verizon Cubs radio postgame show. Verizon, the most reliable 5G in Chicago. The Cubs banged out 21 hits. Seiya Suzuki and Kyle Tucker both had 3 hits, each homered. Seiya drove in 4 runs. He now leads Major League Baseball in runs batted in. Justin Turner also had 3 hits for the Cubs and drove in a run. Now we look ahead to the finale of this 3-game set tomorrow afternoon here in Miami, as the Cubs will try to take another series. They will send the rookie right-hander Cade Horton to the hill, who's got a record of 2-0 with an ERA of 6. Fellow right-hander Max Meyer will be on the hill for the Marlins. He's 3-4 with a 4.47 ERA. Horton and Meyer, the mound matchup in the rubber match of this series between the Cubs and Marlins in Miami. And a reminder to tune in to our next Cubs radio broadcast tomorrow morning here from Miami. The Cubs radio pregame show, driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers, begins at 11:35 a.m. First pitch with Pat and Ron coming your way at 12:10 in the afternoon. Before we say goodbye from Miami, I want to thank our engineer, Santiago Rodriguez, for helping us blast through the speakers of your radio as well as all of your smart devices. He'll be going for the sweep in the Vinny's Beverage Depot attendance game tomorrow afternoon. I want to thank the outstanding crew in our downtown Chicago Score Studios, led today by Adam Studzinski and assisted by Tyler Buterbaugh. For Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer, I'm Zach Zaidman saying thanks so much for listening to Cubs Baseball. A big Cubs win today, 14-1 over the Marlins. They've got the rookie Cade Horton going tomorrow as they look to take the series. Our coverage begins at 11:35 in the morning, right here on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Thank you for listening to the Verizon Cubs Radio postgame show on 670 The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network. Sponsored in part by Citgo, Chef IQ Sense, Bob Joss Chevrolet, and by Wintrust Community Banks.
Cubs fans, Pete Crow Armstrong here. Pat and Ron call every game on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
You know how you always want to know about everyone else's money? On the podcast, What We Spend, guests will, for 1 week, tell us everything they spend their money on.
My son slammed $6 worth of blueberries in 5 minutes.
And everything that makes them feel.
I want to own a house. I want to have a child. But this morning, I really wanted a coffee.
Because at the end of the day, money is always about more than your balance. Listen to and follow What We Spend, an Odyssey original podcast. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
What happens when 2 Score shows meet? You get a Score Classics.